Just waiting, so you know.
Heck yeah, let's give them a show.
If peeps are waiting, then you know we got to go live. We can't let our peeps just sit there. I mean, when you have 3 people sitting there in chat waiting for us to go live, we got to go live. And I think that we are live. We are live. Sweet. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Sean Symons, PPG Grandpa, aka ClearPropTV.com. If you want to see our beautiful faces. If you just want to listen to us, all you have to do is go to paratalk.org. Make sure you go and check out our Facebook page, which right now ClearPropTV.com goes to. Tonight, look at this. We have a wonderful, wonderful panel here, and we got a really interesting guest. But let's go ahead and introduce our panel real quick before we get to our guest. We have Brian. Hey, Bill Waller. What's up, my brother?
Hey. What's going on, guys?
Hey, he's got a baby.
Yeah, yeah, not yet. I'm gonna stick around for a little while. But Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. That is so awesome. You're going to be taking care of shout outs from the chat, correct?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the chat with Shane, and I can do the intros if you want.
Awesome. All right. We also got Never Trust a Skinny Chef, Shane. Welcome, Shane.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a yay. Hope everyone's having a good holiday so far, and hope you know, everyone's doing well.
I think everybody is doing fantastic. Christmas is right around the corner, vacations, all that fun stuff. Shane's going to be looking out for questions, so if you see a question, he's going to interrupt everybody, but that's okay. That's what he's here for. We got PPG Tommy in the house. What's up, PPG Tommy Mosley?
What's going on, guys?
You can check out his channel at ppgtommy.com. He's got his own .com. That's pretty cool, man.
Yes, it is. Had a friend help me with that. It was nice.
All right. And we also have Kevin Can Fly at kevincanfly.com, another guy with a .com. How's it going, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. It's funny. Me and Tommy must have that same friend in common.
And of course, our amazing guest tonight is Steve Goodpaster. What's up, my brother?
Hey.
AKA Wayne's World. I mean, does he not look like Wayne's World or what?
No, like I said, that was just a 1 week in my life where I was an extra on Wayne's World 2 during Wayne stock. So, and I still apologize to the editors because I had such a unique look. I was getting pulled by the B-roll and the second unit directors. And so all of these scenes that were happening simultaneously, I was showing up in, and so they had to keep cutting these scenes down shorter and shorter. So, you know, I felt bad for them afterwards, but yeah, it was fun while it lasted.
Well, you sound like you have a really interesting past. So since I don't have the bio to post in the link in the link
I
down below,
apologize for that.
That's my fault. I should have got up with you earlier. So how about you tell us a little bit about yourself, about your past, but keep your PPG experience down right now. We're going to be talking about that in just a moment, but tell us about your past and how you got to this particular point in life.
Oh, wow. Then we're going way back. Let's see. The first time I saw a hang glider being dragged up a hillside off Interstate 15 on the way to Vegas when I was a little kid. And that may have been Andrew Jackson, who is probably the namesake of the Andy Jackson Flying Park in San Bernardino. I'm guessing, but I never followed up on that. But his wife's still around, so maybe I could put together the timeline and see if that's true. But yeah, I was kind of enthralled looking at that. And then years later, growing up with Zero Supervision and Popular Mechanics Magazine and Popular Electronics. And yeah, I built my first hang glider, which was supposed to have been not the wisest idea, but fortunately nothing serious came of that. But I did kind of like learn a lot from that, but that kind of sat on the back burner. And a few years later, I've always been interested in aviation. And one of the guys I went to school with, I happened to notice a picture of him and his dad. And I'm kind of like, this guy looks familiar. And he's like, yeah, that's my dad, who turned out later to be Art Scholl, one of the world's foremost stunt pilots at the time. And I'm kind of like, you don't fly because your dad's a stunt pilot? And he's like, again, he just kind of like didn't want to talk about it. I use that as a stepping stone going down to Flay Bob's Airport in Riverside, where I grew up, and showed up and said, yeah, I went to school with your son, Dave. And that got me in for a little bit. And then he moved operations to Rialto, California. So it was too far to trek there. Moving right along, then things really started getting crazy when I left Riverside, started driving for an ambulance company, which led to my first film job, and meeting another guy who was also in the industry and became my best friend and business partner for a number of years.
Oh, hold on one second. Sean, you're not live. Everyone's saying they don't see it. And I'm not getting a live feed either.
Oh no,
Oh, are we not?
I am, but it took a while for the chat to start working on my end for some reason. I've got Walter, Eric, John, Jim in the chat.
Yeah, I got those too, but there's no video, and everyone's saying that they want to know if it's live yet.
Oh, well, I'm seeing video. I wonder why. I see you talking. I'm streaming it.
live on YouTube here.
Yeah.
I still have the screenshot of all of us, and it's saying it's waiting for Sean Symons, December 21st, 2020 at 8 p.m.
Eric and Jim just commented they see us. Yeah, I see
to
myself
refresh,
with about a 5 second delay. I see myself.
Okay. Well,
which is normal.
Well, yeah, the lag is, but I have no video. I just have the screenshot of the start of it.
I think it's got to be something on your end, because it's working here, and everybody in the comments are saying we're good.
Well, go back out to the main channel and then try to look at it again. Go to clearproptv.com and see what you see.
I'm backing out all the way out. I just read the chat, and they were like, I told everybody to back out and come back in, and they're like, nothing's happening. So I don't.
Yeah, several people said they had to refresh. I know if I pull it up and it doesn't say live in red yet, it just says premiering or about to be live, I have to close that out, open it back up as live before I can ever see the chat. It works.
Okay, I'm back up. It just showed up. Sean's face leaning into the camera. It scared me. 65 inches of that head coming at you. Woo!
That's a big
all right.
head too.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure everything was working. So
no, thank you very much for that. We definitely want people to see. You can always go to clearproptv.com, and that takes us to the Paramotor podcast on Facebook, which
Walter said it's working down under, so we're good.
Which we post the live link to. So
all right, we're good. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead and continue with your bio, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is where it gets a little interesting. Ultimately, what happened was me and my partner, Bill Blake of Bill Blake SPFX. You can probably find him on Facebook. We've parted ways since then. But our dreams was to build a vertical lift device. I mean, I was in the helicopters, but it's like, the rocket pack, which Nelson Tyler had built, and Kenny Gibson was the pilot for many years. We wanted to go that route. And so he hooked up with Eugene Gluharif, who built the MEG-3X flying, or so it was the 2X, which was the backpack helicopter. Anyway, long story short, he acquired a couple of MEG-2 180R propane-powered pressure jets that were supposed to put out 180 pounds of thrust each. He took delivery of 2 of them, and they never got above 90 pounds of thrust. And then I just used the math that was used in the manual and found out, no, these things never would have gotten above 90 pounds of thrust. So the project was canceled. And that's when the idea says, hey, let's put one of these on a hang glider. Okay. And we're kind of like, now this is 2 o'clock talk at Denny's, in the morning. And we spent about a day or two trying to figure out why we couldn't do it. By the end of the summer, we flew it. And even then we had to take a little bit of a shortcut because the original one on a hard mounted to a Phoenix 8, Bill Bennett Phoenix 8 hang glider was a little too unstable because it was hard mounted and the thrust line was locked in. And without going into too much detail, once you started turning in one direction, it would just amplify until you piled it into the ground. That's when we ran into, I'm trying to remember his name now. Test pilot for Bill Bennett, Carl Stice. And he agreed to fly the thing for us on a demo out at El Mirage dry lake bed. So back in 1988, we kind of claimed to have built and flew the world's first and only jet-powered flex-wing ultralight. And what we simply did there was we took Carl's Rotax engine, propeller engine off the back of his unit, and then hard mounted the jet engine onto it. And he got up and he flew it around. And unfortunately, it's on videotape, which is pretty much long gone. There is an article in Kit Planes magazine, February 1989, which I have a copy of. And I was trying to scan it, but again, the electronics around here are so outdated and mismatched. I'll come up with something, but I'll get that to you. But that's where I left that at for many, many years. And when I tried to get back into hang gliding, by this time had a kid, and her mother said absolutely not going to happen. My next relationship, I mentioned wanting to get back into flying. She says, "Oh no, you have a mortgage and a kid and responsibility, so that wasn't going to happen." And after we parted ways, I kind of forgot about it. Now my current relationship, she saw that I was working too hard, and I am a workaholic. And so one day she just kind of said, what is it you want to do that you're not doing? And I took a chance and I threw that out there. She's like, okay. I'm like, wow, okay, this gal's a keeper. I managed to hook up with my old roommate from back when I was a motorcycle courier. I found out he was not only into paragliders, he was also an instructor. So he says, no, you don't want Russian guy. He's like, no, you don't want to fly hang gliders. You basically get to visit it at one site once a week, maybe that. No, paragliders, you put your flying anywhere in the country you like. So he needed to re-up, I guess, his certification and said he needed a sandbag, i.e. a passenger. And I said, I'll go. So we launched off of a Crestline and just floated around for about an hour. And I'm taking pictures. And he's like, you're not afraid nothing bothers you? And I'm like, oh, no, give me the controls. I want to play with this thing. Okay. So basically now I'm, flying this paraglider for the first time, or piloting it. And all of a sudden I kind of pitched it to the left, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm going, thermal. Well, you know about thermals. I says, flew hang gliders. Oh, okay, no problem. You'll love this. So by the end of that first flight, I was absolutely hooked. And it wasn't long after that when I bought some used gear, and that's when I started training on it. And the one thing I will say now is I sent to Sean that my tagline is doing everything wrong so you won't have to. I will say that the first instructor I got came with all the credentials. He's a great guy, but it was just a mismatch. So I would basically advise anyone, like I said, not everybody's going to be your friend. If you're having problems or it's not working out, just cut your losses, take a step back, find someone else, go somewhere else. Because when it comes to safety and learning to do it properly, you can do it wrong so many times before you end up not doing it right, and it just sucks the joy out of it. Hence my previous two relationships. And where do I go from there?
Well, how you said that you were doing paragliding for 3 to 4 years. What kind of experience did you have doing paragliding? Okay, well, again, just when I was about to do my official launch with the first instructor, now he knew my equipment, and all of a sudden he says, "No, you can't fly with this." Now he never said anything up to that point,
So it just kind of really destroyed my enthusiasm at that point. Because here again, that's like, wow, we're going to fly Crestline. You know, it's not going to be a sled ride. It's going to take you, even if it is a sled ride, it's going to take you almost 30 minutes to get down to the LZ. Yeah, I just got fed up with them and just stuck it in the closet. And after about a year or two, you know, the wife said, you're either going to fly it or sell it. So I basically looked for other instructors and found I didn't even know about Sylmar, which is actually a lot closer than San Bernardino to where I live, which is in East LA. Found an instructor who came highly recommended, and he went out, he looked at the equipment, he's like, it's good, it's adequate, it's a truck. You know, it's older technology, it's older material, it's still low hours in good condition, but he handed me, I think, a Gin something. And when I got to kiting that thing, it was like, wow, this is easy, no problem. So I got to play with that. And then one day he says, okay, you know, we're going to go flying next week. Here, I want you to try some stuff out. Okay. And that was when I got my Icaro Instinct TE first generation, meaning it's got the company logo, kind of a flower Edelweiss on the wing, as opposed to the one that looked more like bubbles. I guess that was the second generation unit, but still a great glider. And he hands me all this gear and he's like, yeah, you know, $4,000, my costs, pay me when you can. I'm like, nobody does that for anybody. You know, he's just handing me all this gear. So it's like, I got to do him proud. Anyway, yeah, the next weekend we went up to Kegel, which is the launch point from Sylmar. And I just freaking had a blast. The first part of the flight was doing pretty good. And then once I got away from the mountain, hit a few thermals. Yeah, that's a special thrill you don't forget when you hit your first thermal and start bouncing around and rocking and rolling. And he's on the radio in my ear. And he's like, just sit back and feel it, relax and all that. And, you know, I'm of the mindset where I just kind of gave control to the wing. And that's when I realized, lean forward, lean back, left, right. You cannot fall out of the harness. It ain't going to happen. So that made me a lot more comfortable. Still bouncing around there. No collapses, but after about 30 minutes, like, okay, I'm done for the day. Came down, and then it's like, wow, my first, you know, real landing in daylight. You know, there's a whole story behind that. But came down, and I was coming in kind of fast, and I just pulled this massive flare and did what I used to do with the hang gliders is that I would push too much bar and flow it up on a single surface. And from about 3 to 5 feet, just come straight down. And that was it. And I did the same thing with the paraglider. He says, yeah, don't do that. But each progressive flight, I just got better and better and enjoyed it more and more. 2 years ago, we went to Ecuador, and same unit and everything else. And God, it was just fantastic, but I scared the hell out of them because we're launching from 7,000 feet in Ibarra over near a lake. And I had noticed that the clouds were coming in, and I at least had enough knowledge and experience saying, okay, I got to get off this mountain because the clouds are coming in. I got to get to the lake where it's clear. As soon as I launched from his perspective, I disappeared into the clouds.
Wow.
It's like, okay, now these are fairly low puffy clouds, but he saw nothing. The whole launch zone was just completely encased in, you know, gray matter. In the meantime, I'm looking down. I can still see the ground. The 2 previous launches I'd watched carefully. I knew if you went out just a little over 2 minutes and then just kind of banked right, you'd be up in front of the mountains, between the mountains and the lake, and it would have been perfect. And so even though it was getting a little bit heavier, I was just kind of counting 2 minutes, and Hadi would not let go of the radio, so I couldn't tell him I'm okay. He's just like, don't panic, don't worry. And I'm like, I'm not worried. But after about a minute and a half, all of a sudden the ground disappeared on me and I'm in complete, you know, whiteout. But again, I'm still going in the same direction. And I started pulling a little more brake and still no ground. And then all of a sudden I felt a couple of bumps and I'm like, oh, great, this is cloud suck. So basically I went for my first big ears yeah, a little too enthusiastic. I grabbed the A-lines and did a full frontal collapse and the whole cravat. I got a picture of it because I had a Gear 360 camera, so I'll send you a picture of that later. And I must have dropped about 100 feet in about a couple of seconds. Boom, I saw the ground again. And at this point, I flew out of it, and that hottie let go of the radio, and I just told him, yeah, you know, I can see the lake. I can see Dennis. One of the other guys came with us, and everything's fine. And flew around there, and that was my first hour and 45-minute flight, because everything prior to that was either, you know, kind of either short or because the conditions around Sylmar get kind of rock and roll. So it's either you're flying in turbulence or it's a sled ride. There's kind of like very little in between. For my level of experience in the wing I had, the guys who were doing the thermaling and staying up for hours, after I saw what they were flying and their equipment, it's like, yeah, I could barely keep up with that. But, you know, still had a great time. And just started racking up the hours in Ecuador, and it just got better. So
how many places have you flown? Actually, before I start asking questions, Shane, is there any questions in the chat?
Not yet. I just asked people to if they had any questions. I'm waiting now.
I probably put them all to sleep. My bad.
Brian, you want to shout out everybody real quick that's in the chat for us, please?
Yeah, we got Flying Flamingo, Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. Not sure who that is. JP Tulo. We got Bill H. Walter Prori is back. And let's see, Mark McElroy from PPG Life, Eric Lear, John Wayne, Jim CR120. He's going to be our guest next week, him and his son. And I think that's all I see right this second.
Thank you.
Shannon Brooks as well.
So I've got a little
everyone. Welcome to the show.
I've got a fun little tidbit I can add to Steve's fun.
Okay.
Because I grew up in the same area. I grew up in Hemet. So when he said Flaybob Airport, it rings a story to me in two ways that is unforgettable. So when I was a kid, my dad was a pilot, and my aunt and uncle lived in Rubidoux, and Steve will know Rubidoux is adjacent to where the airport is. And so we would fly from Hemet to Rubidoux to Flaybob Airport to go hang out with my cousins and stuff. And then we'd fly back home. Well, the altitude difference between where Rubidoux is and where Hemet is only about 250 feet, maybe 300 feet. But you got to cross a little mountain ridge and drop into the valley. So on the on the east side of the runway is a mountain. So when you take off, you literally climbing straight out, looking right at a mountain, and then have to turn and fly out and around. It's a real short pattern. It's really uncomfortable for a lot of people. So we took off from there, and we were doing the grand old I follow roads. So we followed the 10 freeway up into Beaumont, and then we took, I think it's Highway 79 that goes down Lambs Canyon. And as soon as we made the turn to start down Lambs Canyon, we went from VFR to IMC like that. Solid white wall. And so we wound up having to circle back 180, fly back out into Beaumont, continue to follow the 10, and then land at what's that? And Cabazon. And then we had to get a car ride from Cabazon back down the rest of the way. But it's just really interesting when you say Flaybob Airport. It's one of those like, hey, there's probably only 2 people in the world right now that know where that place is.
Yeah. Did you go to the Golden Dragon restaurant near the main entrance?
I don't recall ever doing that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the hangout.
We would just land there, and then, you know, my uncle lives like 5 minutes away, and they'd just come pick us up.
Yeah, because our house was on the opposite side of Mount Rubidoux. So basically my bedroom faced Mount Rubidoux, and it was great because we had the perfect view of the fireworks on the 4th of July. And of course, the battle cry then was, "It's not 4th of July until the mountain burns."
Yeah.
There was
so
always
they were
the what?
They were due north of the drive-in theater. So just up
Okay,
on
the
the other
Rubidoux
side of the
Drive-In.
freeway from the, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, we used to love coming back from LA at night because you could see from the 60 freeway, the Rubidoux Drive-In, where they were showing the R-rated, not for basically G-rated porn. You know, it's like you just got this TNA shot from the freeway. Unfortunately, they since put up a sound wall, so that doesn't happen anymore. But yeah, we're just kids looking out the window, hoping to get a shot. And of course, yeah, my grandmother started taking the long way around after that.
No, it's funny though. So you know that there's that vertical rock face on Mount Rubidoux.
Oh yeah.
So I actually took
You
my
saw it.
paraglider. I took my paraglider, did a reverse inflation from the top, and then soared
gee.
that for like 2.5 hours one day.
And then they chased you off.
No, all my cousins and his friends and stuff, they were riding their dirt bikes around down below. The sheriff was way more involved in chasing them than he was caring about me.
Yeah, my mom worked for the Riverside Sheriff's Department, so I was almost on a first name basis with a lot of them. So I had a 77 Yamaha TT 500, and I'd ride that in the river bottom all the time. And every time I came out, here comes the sheriff, and my friends are all panicking. And I'm like, "Hi, Robert. You know you're not supposed to be here." I said, "I know. Go home." Okay. Yeah, we just all trundled up the road until he was out of sight, and then back on and do it all over again.
No, but see, growing up in Hemet, I had Saboba right in my backyard, so
Uh-huh.
that's where I learned. That's where
Never
I learned
been to
fly.
Saboba. I've been wanting to go there.
It's totally worth the trip. Saboba is fantastic. They'll put you in the gator and drive you up to the top, and
Right.
if you fly out over the valley,
Mm-hmm.
then you can hook some real nice thermals and get up
Excellent.
and then just cruise around. If you
Okay.
get up
Somebody
high
says-
enough,
Yeah. Friends of mine says, don't get into speed wings, but if you do, that's the place to start. So
Saboba's fantastic. That's a huge place for speed flying. I mean,
I gotta give it a shot then.
speed flying is a ton of fun, but in my opinion, it's like a kid going sledding. You run to the top of the hill, you pull your speed wing out, and then you go ripping back down, and
Mhm.
it's just sled rides all day long. The only time speed flying is not sled rides is when it's ultra windy, and then you can actually soar them, and then it's on the verge of super sketch.
Okay. Well, like I said, 7 years as a motorcycle courier in LA, and I can almost say I never had an accident, but the one time I got knocked off, I did something really stupid. Light turns yellow, I slow down. Light turns red, I stop. As the kid's lifting the bike off my leg, the first thing out of his mouth was, "Gee, dude, I thought you're going to run the light." It's like,
No.
yeah, it's like, that's the one thing. I was a AMA instructor, American Motorcycle Association. And I half kiddingly say, look, traffic laws were created to keep other people out of my way. Pure and simple. And I even had CHP officers come through there, and I told them, look, on a motorcycle, when the light turns yellow, gas it, because you don't know what the guy behind you is going to do, especially now with cell phones. It's even 10 times worse. But
sure.
yeah, if that light's yellow and you don't got a car in front of you, go for it. And yeah, one of the little rookie CHP officers says, "I never had a problem." Well, yeah, you're riding a police bike. People see those a mile away. Here, why don't you go ahead and ride my yellow Suzuki or my yellow Yamaha, put on the yellow helmet, and just ride it around this loop and come back. We'll see you in 20 minutes. He came back and he says he nearly got knocked off 3 times. Says, yeah, because you're not driving a police bike now, are you?
Yep.
So,
No, my dad just got knocked
it's a
off
very
of his
real
bike.
thing. So.
Some moron decided to make a U-turn in the middle of a 4-lane road going through town, and he happened to be in one of those lanes that he utilized.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah,
guys, we're slightly going off of paramotor paragliding topics here.
Okay, yeah.
We also got a couple more people in the house, so we want to welcome Linda Anderson. She's on mute. She is also our cheerleader, so welcome, Linda.
Yay.
She unmutes herself. There she goes.
Thank you.
Hello, hello.
You know, I have to mute it because my dogs, they're bad.
That's no problem. We totally understand. So
Thank
welcome,
you.
Linda, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Happy Holidays. We also got JP Tulo. What's up, my brother?
What's up, guys? Sorry I'm late.
Don't let anybody in here.
Shane's got jokes. Shane's got jokes.
Hey, since everybody is here and it is halfway through the first hour, let's go ahead and do our quick screenshot. So we have a screenshot.
Oh gosh.
You can do that.
Okay.
This is our screenshot with the one and only Wayne's World.
Ready? 1, 2,
Hey.
3.
Sounds
Perfect.
good at cheese. All right. Any questions in the chat before we move on?
Not yet.
Any new people, Brian, in the chat that we need to shout out?
I think somebody new popped up. Hang on.
I think it's the first time I've ever seen Brian Waller in a chat. Just saying.
What?
Wait, we
You don't
haven't
recognize it
seen,
without hay bale in it, do you?
No, not at all.
we haven't seen Tommy like forever.
Kelby
know.
Cox was
Can we
a
say hi to
new
Will Fly?
Yeah, we haven't seen Tommy like forever.
Does Tommy still fly? You still fly paramotors, Tommy?
He's duck
Yeah,
hunting.
Tommy, what's going on,
He's
Tommy?
muted. We're just giving him a hard time.
I think
He's
his internet's not
ignoring
working
us.
really well.
Oh,
Have we
that's
seen
fucked up.
TK Projects?
What's that?
I don't remember seeing TK Projects. Is he a new one?
I don't recognize that one.
Sure, but welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us. And if you have not subscribed to this particular YouTube channel, please do so. I'm at 18,991. I would like to reach that 19,000 mark by the end of the year. So please.
Yeah, I think a TK Projects is pretty much spam, man. They're just tossing up links.
Oh, well, if they're tossing up links that are not relevant, go ahead and block them.
That's
I know.
kind of relevant. He threw a link to that Santa Claus that
Santa Claus rescues
crashed into
fire-
power
Okay,
lines.
yeah, as long as it's relevant. Yeah, as long as he's not spam or a troll, that's fine. We welcome everybody.
Hey, well, I got to see the video on that.
There's a video on it.
I saw that. That was
it's bad.
Really?
Yeah, they rescued Santa Claus. I might have a picture here that
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah,
throw
I see
up.
it on Facebook as well.
It wasn't David DePino, was it? He's been flying around Prattville, Alabama in his Santa Claus outfit lately.
I hope not.
It looked like a powered parachute, not a.
It
was.
was.
Yeah, it's a power parachute. Yes. Yes, it is. All right.
Well, that sucks, man. People just go out there trying to spread the Santa spirit and end up in power lines. That's a
Yeah,
bad day.
definitely had good intentions, but
it was an hour-long live chat.
Yeah.
And or live stream on Facebook, and they finally got him down. I thought he had a passenger in it when I was watching the video, but I think he's okay. I think that he's all right. And we also have a very interesting footage right here that we're going to show in just a moment that Steve's going to tell us about with someone stealing a paramotor out of the back of a truck. So before we get into Steve's mishap, let's go ahead and talk about people stealing stuff, our PPG stuff, out of our trucks, out of our cars. I think we had a couple of people here on the panel that has had things stolen from us, from our cars and from the back of our trucks. And if you guys that are watching this in the chat, have you had anyone steal anything from you while you were flying or while you were in your house? Steve, real quick, we're going to show this video here. What happened? Who was this? And give us a little bit more information, please. Let me go ahead and put this back up. Are you there, or do I lose everyone?
I'm still here.
Okay. So
okay,
go ahead and tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hadi was tired, and so instead of unloading,
this was you?
No, this is my instructor.
Oh God.
He left his gear on the back of his truck. And if anybody wants to know how fast you can lose things, start counting on your fingers. And this is, I think, one of his neighbor's security cameras. And unfortunately, because we have reflector plates in California, you can see the reflection off the guy's plate.
Which means you can't read it, right?
Which you can't read it. Now we've gone back to the it's optional, the black plates with the yellow lettering. So
Man, they just
there's
tossed it
about
in the bed there.
$8,000 worth of gear gone just like that.
15 to 48. So that was about 35 seconds.
Yep.
So what, and that was them leaving. So, gosh, this is awful. Has anybody else had something like this stolen? And didn't you say that you saw some footage from before this during the day that somebody came up and was scouting it out?
Okay. He basically talked to neighbors, and now he lives in a neighborhood where the houses start in the 7 figures. So don't think that to me, it's kind of like leaving stuff out in that kind of an area. Well, if you're going to steal something, you're not going to come to East LA where I live. Nobody, you know what? I correct that. The second day I got my excursion, they sawed off the catalytic converter. So that was about $700. I had the thing 2 days.
What?
I go out to move the car for street sweeping, and all of a sudden I fire it up, and I'm like, Jesus, sounded great. And then I realized what had happened. But yeah, he checked some other security cameras, and they saw some other people kind of, I guess, in a white Honda, just kind of going up and down driveways, casing the area. The happy note is that because I think of that video, they actually did catch the guys that stole this paramotor. Now they're claiming that since it wasn't tied down to the back of the truck, it kind of flipped out onto the freeway. I'm like, well, what's the location? Because we want to see the carcass. Reality is if he said where the paramotor was, he's covering for friends because, he snitches on 2 friends and they snitch on 2 friends and so on and so on. So he just, I guess, decided to take the rap that he's responsible for the 1 unit. So, everything's in the process and in the courts right now. So we'll see how that ends up.
Did he get it
In the
back
meantime,
at least?
the new paramotor, he's going to probably take delivery in the next week or 2, we hope.
So he had insurance coverage then?
That was something I wanted to ask you guys about. I heard on an earlier podcast, somebody managed to get insurance through Allstate or something through their guy. And
Yeah, I think Kevin can
that's a
find
piece
that
of information I'd love to have.
Yeah, he just left. He said he had to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know people that have like liability insurance by getting a subscription or a annual membership through USUA, United States Ultralight Association, and if getting, but it's basically just liability insurance. Like if you were to land on somebody's property and hurt them or damage their property, I'm not sure it covers like your expense if somebody steals your motor. But Kevin would know. He's been through this.
Yeah, because it pretty much sounded like your auto and home insurance ain't going to touch it because they consider it an aircraft. And I guess they can cobble something together through, I guess, Allstate or other insurance agencies. But, I'd like to see how that was put together and maybe even contact that insurance agent. And if he can't do it, maybe because I'm in a different state, find somebody locally who could cobble something like that together. Because, as far as break-ins and stuff stolen off the back of vehicles, if they qualified as an aircraft, you're pretty much on your own. It's not going to get covered.
If anybody
Now, like
in the chat
I don't care.
knows about insurance for a paramotor, please say something real quick. And as soon as someone says something, Shane, please let us know.
I'll be on it.
Thank you.
Yeah. But insurance is great because I had somebody knife through a $600 convertible top to steal a $100 stereo out of my car.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just tap me on the shoulder and I'll give you the damn stereo because, those things are a pain in the ass to replace.
I've seen, I did a job in New Mexico for the DOT. We installed $100,000 worth of equipment on the side of the road. They tied a chain around it and drug it off with a truck for $20 worth of scrap metal. It's people do stupid things for a little bit of money.
Catalytic converter on my excursion. Yeah, that was $700 to replace it. And scrap is probably about $100 bill. I'd rather give him $100 bill and take him to dinner before I have to go through that again. Fortunately, they have no interest in aftermarket catalytic converters, so I feel comfortable not having to booby trap the next one.
That's awful. That's awful. Well, here we are at 7:41. We've been talking
Okay.
for 41 minutes, and we haven't even got to your mishap. Now that we
Okay.
know all about you, Wayne's World, now we know that you got a really interesting experience that you want to talk about. The whole reason why you're here in the first place. You just started PPG,
Yeah.
powered paragliding, and this is the drum roll. This is where everybody needs to get off their phone, stop chatting with the wife, stop
It wasn't that big a deal. It was a
stop doing
non-event.
some other things on Facebook and watch this because he's got a really interesting experience.
Bloviating.
Are we
Okay,
ready?
I'll go through the whole thing. Now, I did buy my instructor's old unit. First 2 times we took it out, and day 1 he was going to send me up in the air because, again, as far as the kiting, the ground handling, and even with like 80 pounds of gear on my back, I got it. But the wind just started blowing up the first 2 times we went out, so no launch. The 3rd time we went out, I had trouble with the batteries. I bought brand new starter batteries because this doesn't have a pull start. And even though the numbers were identical, the connectors on the new batteries were too small, so couldn't start the engine, and it was getting late. So, and Hottie didn't bring his motor that time. So this last time where everything happened, my fault. I didn't go through my gear and everything else. So the engine flooded, and I didn't have a spark plug wrench. So it's like, oh man, another missed opportunity. And that's where Hottie's like, okay, no, you fly mine. Nobody flies his gear. But he's like, you go ahead. Now, he had flown it the week previously for about 4 or 5 minutes, and he had a motor out. Now, granted, he's only about like 5-10 feet off the ground. He takes it home, and he thinks there was just a bad connection on the switch or something, whatever else. But he was at half power, landed it, no big deal, and that was the end of the day. So that day, I put it on. I get out there on the beach in Oxnard. Wind's perfect. The engine's running fine. And I just take about 3 or 4 steps and I'm up. And I'm like, all right. But I'm just kind of hovering above the ground, so I give it more gas. I'm about 70% power. And keep in mind, my first time flying this thing, I basically paying attention to what is happening. What does this feel like? What does this control do? My rate of climb. I'm like, I'm loving it. I'm already hooked at this point. That's how long it took. And I'm enjoying it. Now he's on the radio and he's telling me, okay, go to the right, go to the right. Now I got the ocean to the left. The wind's coming from the west. Paraglider brain says you don't fly downwind under any circumstances, especially if you don't have, much of a landing area. So all I know is if I turned right, I'd be picking up a whole lot of speed. Oh, wait, I have a motor. So just as I was about to make the correction and start to bank right, which would have been a disaster unto itself, that's when the motor quit. Because if I had turned right, I would have been facing inland towards the dunes, and I don't think there were any houses at that point. But it just would have ended badly because I would have picked up a whole lot of speed and not enough altitude to correct for it. So once the motor, just went dead, it took me about a split second to realize I'm not even going to try a restart. So I just kind of took a nice, long, slow glide farther and farther and farther away from where I launched, meaning I got to carry this in the sand walking back, and just floated back down and then banked just a little bit to the left into the wind and tiptoed to a stop, brought the wing down, unhooked. And of course, he's like, are you okay? Okay. Because I'm like a quarter mile down the beach. I'm like, no problem. Everything's fine. And finally, when they caught up to me, he just grabbed the wing, and I'm basically, lumping it back to the launch point with all this gear on my back. And keep in mind, I'm a truck driver, so I got plenty of strength, but stamina, forget it. So basically, without passing out, I get back to the benches. I set the motor on the tabletop, unhooked from it, and I kept my mouth shut. But I almost fell flat, face forward into the ground because I was so tired. But I just made myself look good and sat down and like, yeah, I meant to do this. But that was pretty much my 30-second flight with a paramotor. It's not a deterrent. I'm enthusiastic to try it again. I've gone through all my gear, my toolbox, my batteries, gas. So no more mistakes. Next time I go out, I plan to be up for no less than 30 minutes on the first launch. And then after that, it's just going to be launch and land so I can get that down, because to me, flying's the easy part. Anybody can fly.
So this was your very first solo flight for
Right.
a powered paraglider, and
Right.
you ended up not using your own stuff that you're used to or that you had.
Right.
You were using somebody else's gear, and you ended up, even though it was a motor out and it could have been disastrous, you were able to float down, tippy toe, and land it.
Basically, I credit that a lot to experience, because I knew enough not to make mistakes, not to second guess anything. If what I'm doing is working and the conditions are stable, keep doing it. Just get down. Like I said, I don't have a motor. I don't know what it's going to take to restart or what to expect. I'm still not reacting. I'm still thinking about what I have to do. And when you think, there's 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds gone before you take action, and a whole lot can happen in that little amount of time.
So for all the newbies out there that are getting ready to go to school or thinking about doing this, or have a very few amount of times that you've launched and were in the air, if something like this happens to you, if there is a motor out, 9 times out of 10, it's floating down and tippy-toeing away, right? I mean, it's not like, airplane, where you take off and then you're going to come down and crash, or possibly could crash. In this sport, thank goodness, we have the opportunity of coming down and landing like a butterfly, even without power.
Right. Same with the paraglider. I will say that the paraglider takes a little bit more finesse, because with the motor and the weight and everything, it's solid. It's just kind of like it does what you want it. It does what you need it to do, and you can feel it as it happens. With the paraglider, to me, there seems to be a little bit of a lag time. These are on the B wings. So you have to compensate for that. So, I'm coming in for a landing, and, especially with Silmar, there's an area that, man, it'll just bump you up 20 feet on on your final approach. But yeah, I just kind of pull some brake, and then wait about 2 or 3 seconds for the reaction. And, if it's too much or it's too little, just kind of fly accordingly. And that takes a bit of experience. But once you got it, you got it. It's no big deal. But when you're close to the ground, don't change direction, period. I've done that with the paraglider. that didn't look pretty, but I came out of it. But it was one of those circumstances. It's like, okay, I got 3 bad options, and I'm going to take the least,
Exactly.
bad option. But
so this whole thing here, guys, it's not to scare you with a motor out and going down. It's one of those things that we're lucky enough to be in a sport that if there is a motor out, we can come down like a butterfly. Unfortunately, Linda said that she's got to go, so farewell, Linda. We appreciate you being here.
I love the hat.
And if
Well, I didn't say I had to go.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, who said that?
Oh, you want me to go?
No, Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw your old one saying that you had
Kevin
to go.
said that
Oh,
earlier.
Lordy, Grandpa.
That is my fault.
I said we haven't even heard from her yet.
What
I'm
are you
sorry.
doing this? I know. Oh, I heard you got to go. I'm like, I do? Okay, well, all right then.
I saw
Bye.
okay. I saw your old message, unfortunately, that said
Oh,
that.
yes, earlier. I couldn't
yeah.
get on, like,
Okay.
right there. Yes, yeah.
Okay. Any new questions in the
forgive
chat,
you.
Shane? He's on mute, but I think he said no.
I was laughing and making jokes the whole time.
Oh, gosh, dang.
You'd love our
Dang.
sidekick, Phil. He's doing the same thing.
Man, I am so off tonight. Good Lord.
That's all right. We know that you're feeling a little bit under the weather.
You
Skate
get
Shane is
Corona,
feeling a
do
little
you?
bit under the
Corona?
weather, but he's still here.
No, I got a migraine. It's good though.
What did you have in mind?
Hey, JP, you ain't muted, JP.
JP, you are not muted. Now he is. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
someone's no longer a single man.
Okay.
the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
We gotta give him a hard time real quick.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, baby.
JP's all in love. He's on the
Oh.
love boat, Shaney.
That is so funny.
I'm sorry, man. I couldn't help myself.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
All right.
He's on the love.
What were we talking about? Paramotors? Is that right?
We're
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
Paramotors, I think. I don't know.
Paramotors. All right.
Well, it's funny, you were talking about me having flying equipment that I had no experience on. I have no experience on my own equipment. All I have is I got the unit. I got my paraglider wing, which I'll go ahead and fly that for a little while. Then decide which wing I'll ultimately get. But one thing that was a big difference was that the unit I have is like damn near 20 pounds heavier. You know, like I said, it's a rotary engine. It's a Wankel. The thing's a beast. But even with the failed blown launches and kiting with that, once I got into something that was a lot lighter, it was a world of difference. It was just so easy to deal with that. Like I said, I'm going to fly mine for a while, but it'll probably end up on a trike, you know, because again, you know, the launching doesn't bother me. The flying is not going to be a non-event. Landing with that much weight, that is something that, you know, you have to consider. And, you know, me being 27 trapped in a 58-year-old body, you know, that's a reality I might have to contend with at some point in about 10 years.
So I have a question. I want to rebuttal that. There's a guy at the compound who's 84 years old and still foot launches. He's
Excellent.
still foot launches.
Yeah, but how much does his gear weigh?
Well, he's on, I believe, Adam 80. I want to say, but it all depends on your flaring and when you flare.
Right.
There's been a couple times I've flared late and come down pretty hard. And I'm 46. I know I'm right behind you, not too long. But there's other times where, I mean, I could have had 1,000 pounds on my back. It wouldn't have mattered. If you flare right, you come in and you just tippy toe in. So
and once you get
I don't want to say don't go. I
It's
don't
fine.
want to say don't go to trike because I have nothing against trike. But I'm a foot launcher, and well, it's going to take both my ankles to look like Brian's after he kicked the hay bale before I start doing a trike.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't had any broken bones or any injuries throughout my life. You know, why, I don't know. But it's just, again, yeah, you can do some phenomenal things under perfect conditions and do it right 100% of the time under perfect conditions. But reality is that there's going to be circumstances where you don't get that option. And so I just kind of want to, you know, broaden my horizon, expand my parameters. So if things do go a little bit sideways, have a little bit of an out or a little bit more of a way of minimizing the damage, you know, avoid it at all costs. But again, you know, nothing's going to go 100% perfectly 100% of the time.
I agree. There is a question in the chat from Mark Elroy.
Yeah.
He wants to know from JP, what did she have in mind? It's a question. I just was going with what I was told to do. Read questions. So
you're supposed to read the questions. JP, you're on the air.
We have technical difficulties. We have lost JP for the moment.
Poor guy.
Hey, listen, from what I've been told, he'll be back in 30 seconds. So
Boom.
Oh, that's tough. Shay's got a joke. I like that one.
Well, JP is I don't know. Let's
preoccupied.
Yeah, preoccupied. Let's run over here to Steve's YouTube channel. Now, right now he only has 5 subscribers, but he hasn't put a bunch of stuff on there. It's pretty much for his friends and family because he does all the video for his friends and family. So if you would like to subscribe, made a subscriber count go up just a wee bit, please do that. He's also on Facebook under Steve Goodpaster. So swing by and stay hi. The last thing that
don't look.
the last thing that people were talking about was happy birthday in November. So
Thank you. It is appreciated.
make sure you go over there and say happy late birthday.
Mhm.
I'm going to do something a little bit different. Steve said that he can be here until 8:30, which is another 30 minutes from now. It's almost 8 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the chat. If you want to chat with Steve and talk paramotors, what I'll do is I'll put the link to this right now live stream. And this is not the after party. So we're only going to be talking to Steve, and we're only going to be talking paramotor, if that's okay with everyone. So we're going to do that for 30 minutes on the air. And then we're going to go off the air to have an after party. Is that cool with everyone?
Yep.
All right, good deal.
I
So
am
in
not
the
okay
chat-
with that. I thought the after party started 20 minutes ago. The party's
I
here
waited a
though.
minute and a half. He came back.
Wow, that was
Get a
really
pool
quick.
going.
All right, peeps, in the chat, we do have saying error. Do you guys see it? It says error. My internet is not that good.
No, it's it. We can see it.
Oh, you can? Okay. There is our meeting link. If you want to talk paramotors, jump on. This is not the after show.
What happened to the password being so easy? Now it's difficult.
I know we changed things up a little bit to try different things, and here we are. So if you want to be on the show and talk paramotors, jump on. If not, we're going to continue until 8:30, and then at 8:30, you guys can jump on with that username and password.
Is
meeting
more
ID
information
password.
the jet motor that they put on a hang glider, is that qualified for paramotors?
Yes,
like to
let's talk about the jets. Yes, let's talk about
Oh, okay.
Good question.
I put an airplane engine on a bicycle when I was 12, a very small one. So, but that's not a jet engine. I'm very curious to hear about this jet engine.
Okay. If you look up Eugene Gluharif and you look up MEG3X and the MEG2X, and then there was the 1X. Eugene Gluharif was a dear friend. He lived out in Hesperia. He created his own version of a backpack helicopter using a all stainless steel propane powered pressure jet. So it wasn't a pulse jet. It had no moving parts. The GA220 weighs about 3 pounds. I got a pair of them on my skateboard, and they put out about 20 pounds, up to about 22 pounds of thrust each. So I can claim that built and flew the world's first and only jet-powered flex-wing ultralight, dual jet-powered moped, and dual jet-powered skateboard. Now, keep in mind, a moped, which will get you 50 miles on a gallon of gas. The 2 jet engines on the moped got about 25 miles an hour and ran for about 4 minutes with 5 gallons of propane. So not exactly. Yes, dear, it's still in the shed. That was the wife.
Oh, you still got it. I hear you.
Oh, I still got it. Yeah. I'll see if I can dig out the pictures and start sending them out to you.
Oh my God.
But
that's awesome.
yeah,
awesome.
like I said, it was just a project where ultimately we were shooting for doing an air show after we built the proof of concept vehicle. Where'd he go? With the proof of concept vehicle, doing an air show for the 1988 opening of the Korean Olympics. And without getting in all the drama and everything else, it obviously didn't happen. But it was amazing when we saw the air show. They were using, I think, paramotors or just no, I think they were using hang glider. It's been so long. Basically, they were using the same choreography that we had proposed. So, yeah, we're just kind of like, yeah, that should have been us, man, but it just didn't happen. But like I said, it was one of those summers, man, where we just had a blast and did what they said couldn't be done, and that was it.
So back to paramotors. I know you had the one flight that we talked about, the 30-second flight.
Right.
Did you have any official training leading up to that one flight?
Oh, absolutely. Hadi is my instructor. He's been my instructor all the way through paragliding. He's the one who organized the trip to Ecuador. He's also a sanctioned paramotor pilot and instructor. I've been taking all my training from him. Because of my schedule, his schedule, and weather, it's just taken a god awful long time just to get to the level to where I can get some, little card from the official sanctioning body. But I will be going that route. I'm not taking any shortcuts. Fighting the urge to throw the gear on the back of the truck and go out to Palmdale, because sunrise in the San Joaquin Valley, it's just glassy smooth. I mean, I feel confident that I could pull it off, but I'm not going to betray anyone's trust and trying to do it myself. It's either going to be, thumbs up, thumbs down from the powers that be. But once I get that green light, I took my credit score. I had like 834, and I'm not buying a house or a car. So I just took out a loan and bought a 4-wheel drive. I bought a dual sport motorcycle to hang off the back. I'm buying some camping gear, bought the paragliding, paramotor gear. I'm getting everything I need for 10 years. And this way I can be autonomous and just start racking up the hours, because even as a paraglider pilot, I'm still very low hours. I'm pure recreational. I haven't done really any cross country, but that's the goal. And I have a pretty good track record of accomplishing what I set out to do. So it is happening. Again, I say to everybody listening, patience, man. Don't ever rush anything, man, because that one time you think you're going to get away with it. No, that's when Murphy moves in and, sits on your shoulder and just laughs and makes you look like a complete idiot.
There's only one time I went out, failed 3 launches in a row. I don't know why, but after the 3 launches, I packed it up and went home. I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was just in here. I don't know if it was something with my wing, but I don't know. But I agree with you, Steve. Don't rush it. If it's not going.
Steve,
yes.
A question. Any plans for an SIV course?
Absolutely. I'm not going to say I had an SIV, because the one I was supposed to have taken, the wing that I have was just so unrealistically stable. It's kind of like, do this, stall this. As soon as you let go, boom, I'm flying again. That thing just did not want to cooperate. It didn't want to collapse. I came back on the ground. Didn't get a refund. But as far as wing overs on that, on the Caro Instinct, it's a joy, man. I'm just back and forth, and until my arms get tired. As far as big ears, that's in my little bag of kung fu, where San Bernardino gets a little bit rowdy. I'll grab those lines and drag them down to my butt and just float all the way back to the LZ, and I'll just weight shift. But again, because of my stamina on my arms, if I'm actively flying, I'm good for about an hour. But I got to be careful, because all of a sudden you start pulling on the lines and you start feeling a little bit of a twitch, or you get that palsy shake. You've gone too far. You've done too much. So I just bring it down, lock my hands in, grab my thumbs onto something, and just hold it there. And so I'm able to come in for a nice, safe landing. And it's been a non-event every time. But as far as also instruction, and don't ever worry about looking foolish, because early on, like I said, you make 1 or 2 or 3 bad mistakes, or even mistakes, and you're not feeling it, pack it up and go home. When I was at, I was about to say, early on, I was geared up. I'm facing the wing. I'm going to do a reverse launch. I've done it before. And I'm the last guy on the hill, and I'm kind of like standing there, and I'm going, I ain't feeling it. And I just looked at Phil and said, ain't going to happen. And he's like, fine, pack it up. Let's go home. And to Phil's credit, he did not give me any grief about it. He let me talk it out. I'm kind of going through my head, I don't know what was going on. But just one of those days where it was perfect, but I'm tired. I'm not enjoying this. It's like, I think I heard somebody say, after you racked up about 50 hours and you're asking yourself, when is it supposed to start being fun? Dude, it ain't for you.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
just, don't ever push yourself, just because your buddies are out there and they're launching, they're flying, I'm standing there and my teeth are chattering. It's like, once I get up there, it's only going to get worse. I'm freezing. So I just pack up my gear, hike back to the car, turn on the engine, crank the heater up full blast. 45 minutes later, it's like, yeah, let's go. And yeah, then I went out and had a blast. But yeah, like I said, if you're not feeling it, don't do it. You're not going to enjoy it. And the potential for mistakes just skyrockets.
How cold was that? Because the coldest I've flown so far this year is 28 degrees, and it was only a 20-minute
you're
flight.
insane.
It was cold.
Send me a list of those little electric socks and gloves, because I'm probably gonna have to look into those. Because again, my idea is that I will fly when it's cold, but I'm not gonna freeze myself again. And if I got the gear to do it, I'm gonna do it.
I have electric gloves, but my fingers were freezing with electric gloves on high, so I had to land. Everything else was warm.
Yeah. But in fact, the only reason I landed in Ibarra, is gorgeous. I would have probably gone out there for about 3 or 4 hours. Basically got 5 minutes of rain, and at that point I'm just soaked and teeth are chattering and everything else. Nope, time to go in for a land. And again, it was a non-event. Once I got the gear packed up and started running around, I'm warm, but it's too late today.
It was raining when you were flying.
Yeah. So you were paragliding in the rain?
Wasn't my intention. Again, it was low clouds. They were flying over the floating around the mountain. In fact, the clouds were coming in below the top of the mountains we were at. So trying to get altitude and lift, and I was flying around them, in them, through them. That's probably one of my idiot things is south of San Francisco, there's Muscle Beach, or they call the dump. And it was just this heavy, thick cloud layer just above the ridge line. And so everybody's flying at about 200 to 500 feet. And I got my little mechanical altimeter or skydiving watch. And so I'm just kind of like looking at all these people. It's like, hey, I'm getting some lift here. And I went back farther, got some lift. I'm now dragging my wing through the bottom of the clouds. And that's where I'm staying. I'm up there for about 45 minutes. I mean, there was no cloud suck or anything, but you couldn't see the airports from San Francisco flying over your head. So I'm kind of like, just how close are these things? I mean, they were a good mile or two away. But the one thing is while I was floating around in the clouds, and I think I have some pictures of that, I started being a smart ass, looking down and saying, quake with fear, terror from above. And I heard this whoomph. Like, what the hell was that? Well, about 15 feet above me, or above my wing, came this hang glider. Where he came from, where he launched from, I have no idea. But man, he scared the hell out of him, scared the hell out of me. It's kind of like, okay, no more flying in the clouds anymore, because I'm not alone. But that could have ended badly. But it was fun while it lasted. But that and landing in pitch black, that was another event. And I'll tell you what, flying in the dark, that's another issue we'll talk about, but off camera. But it was like launched after sunset in Palomar. I didn't know it was going to be a 30-minute sled ride, glassy smooth, just enjoying it. It's getting darker. And I wear glasses, and I was wearing sunglasses when I launched. So that was fun, but came down safe, didn't panic, didn't freak out, looking for cues and things. And they said, there's a light that's on the field and you can land down there. Well, the problem was the light was on the opposite side of the building. So the ground again was pitch black. I couldn't tell where the road was, the fence was, but there was a car coming up the highway, and I still had enough memory to know what the position of everything was and how much room I had. So when the car went by, I knew where the road was. And that's where I just pulled big ears, dumped altitude. Got a surprise when I flew about 15 feet beside a phone pole or a marker. So I could have hung up on that. But once I knew where I was, I just kind of came down and just put my heels out. And as soon as they hit the ground, collapsed the wing, landed on my butt. It was about a 5-foot stopping distance. It was a non-event. And then it
Th-
scared
this
the
is
hell out
all-
of me because, huh?
This was all free flight paragliding, right?
This
That
is
you're
the
talking about
paragliding.
now.
Yeah, but it was
Okay, yeah.
pitch black coming in for landing. Yeah, and about 7-8 minutes later, I didn't know somebody else had launched behind me.
Oh
And,
no.
yeah, they said they couldn't see me. They thought they were alone in the sky, and I'm like, dude, I must have been right in front of you the whole time. So, but yeah, like I said, I will say again, my paramotor, my path to flying, it's been a very long path with very little amount happening. I watched the videos, I got the gear, I got the best instructor, but patience is everything because most people are kind of bugging me. It's like, man, you should have been doing this by now. I goes, yeah, but I work for the post, I drive trucks for the post office. I get called in at the last minute because people kind of like go MIA. So I lose out on weekends. My instructor, he gets called in on weekends. He disappears from the country for about a day or two. So like I said, I can wait. I mean, yeah, there's other instructors. I could go with them. I could be up and running by the end of January. But I've decided, I'm going to stick with this guy. And I'm not regretting any decisions I made. So I'm not regretting any decisions, period. I'm just waiting for it. And come February, the Salton Sea fly-in, that's where it's all going to happen. Take a week off of work. Yeah. So it'll be about a year since I bought the gear, but there's a difference between me and other people that I've seen trying to push things. I don't walk with a limp. My back doesn't hurt. I don't got any scars on my elbows, and my gear is still intact. So at this point, I'm still doing something right.
That's a fair assessment. I tend to push myself a little bit, and
Mhm.
now I walk with a limp, and yeah.
One technical question I wanted to ask, unfortunately, I guess Kevin's gone. On the paramotor positioning, because the harness that came with it is a medium, and I should have a large. On my unit, because where I blew the launch, the one time I could have gotten it up, it was so high on my back that when I tried to lean back and power up, I started dragging my toes in the ground or in the sand. If I was on hard ground, I probably could have pulled it off. But with the second unit, it was sitting much lower, and it just felt much more comfortable and just pushed me straight up into the air. So I'm wondering, A, loosen up the harness on my unit, or just flat out, money's not a big deal in this, and I could just go and buy another harness, for my size.
I'm no instructor, but
it's a general consensus.
But hang check.
Yeah,
Mhm.
do a hang
test
test.
it.
Oh, okay.
You can adjust a lot of that stuff.
You can hang it from your rafters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just hang it from your
Adjust
rafters.
where it sits on your back. You can lower it on your back as well, so that
Well, the
it's
position
pushing you
should
up
be what?
versus down.
About mid back or below the shoulder blades, or
What's that?
I mean, exactly where should the thrust point be on your body?
It's supposed to be like right through, like right under your shoulder blades, I believe.
Okay, because that's where my unit sits. But like I said, the other one was hanging a bit low.
Right.
But again, once I powered up, it just felt right, and I was wondering, okay, maybe I got to adjust this other unit, because even though I'm told this is where it's supposed to be, it just I couldn't get into it.
Just
I just couldn't get the feeling for it.
have your instructor, re-hang check for you. That should
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't hang check the second unit, and like I said, once I got up, it was just very comfortable and very natural.
What frame was that? What frame was that?
Well, again, the one that I have is a Volition 2, and his frame, I don't think it's the Maverick, but it looks like a Maverick, and it's got a Moster 185. So,
Mark George wants to know what harness you have. What harness are you using?
whatever came with it.
The Volution?
On the Volition 2, yeah.
Mark, if you're in the chat, I posted the link for this.
It's probably the Dudek if it's a Parajet.
Go ahead and jump on and tell us what you think about that, if you know anything about the harnesses, since you do sell paramotors, Mark. George.
Okay. Yeah, the one thing I noticed, the harness on the V2, there's two, I guess, tubes that come out. The webbing wraps over it, and it's actually riveted into the frame. And so I'm thinking, well, since they don't support this unit anymore, or Parajet doesn't support anything on this unit anymore, you know, I said, if I end up having to get another frame or whatever else, I'm not worried about having a wall hanger, you know, piece of decoration, because it's going to get used. But just kind of looking at my options as far as improving, because the unit's like what, about 8-9 years old, maybe not that old, but I'm sure there's been some innovations in the technology over the years. So anything I can do to upgrade it or improve it, because it's got low hours, and I definitely want to keep flying it for long as possible. If, like I said, once I get about a couple hours on it and I get in about a dozen takeoffs and landings, then I'll be able to speak from experience as to what I like and what I don't like. But like even the motorcycle I got now, honestly, I didn't like it the first time I saw it, the first time I rode it. But once I started treating it and riding it the way it was designed to be ridden, it's fantastic. It's great. I love it. In fact, it may take a while to put the Harley back on the road because I have no love for that bike. And that's a different story. So where were
Sounds like you got a ton of stories. Sounds like your life has been amazing. How many different countries and places have you flown in? I know that you said a couple of them, but
No. I've flown all around Southern California and Ecuador, and that's it. Trip to Mexico got canceled thanks to the Rona. We were talking, somebody was talking about going up to Canada, but apparently the rules and regulations up there are far more restrictive, so that's probably not going to happen. And yeah, I'll go wherever I can, you know, but like I said, it's you know, no hurry. I got time, and I'll just see what happens and see what presents itself.
Well, sounds good.
So how long? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
How long ago was this flight of yours? You know, we talking a week ago, a month ago, a year ago?
November 29th on my birthday.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, so like I said, you know, after waiting all that time, it's like, hey, that was my present. That and a box of cigars I bought for myself, and another big ass watch, and so I do so little for myself, and I give so much.
Okay. What I was going to say is that we got 10 more minutes until you said that you have to go.
Yeah, it's not a hard 10 minutes, but I'll stick it out.
But
yeah,
you know,
tonight's broadcast is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy Shot and Red Bull.
It sounds like it.
That's my dinner.
I should have been done. That's what I should have done tonight.
Yeah. No, like I said, even though, like I said, people are saying, well, you got to get your rest before you drive a truck. And I got the greatest truck driving job in the world if you're an 80-year-old man. It's a pickup, drive 200 miles north, drop the trailer, pick up the southbound, come back, go home, you're done. So I'm on the I-5 in the middle of the night with cigars and heavy metal and a big truck looking for UFOs out in the San Joaquin Valley. Yeah,
I need to hook you up with a new friend of mine, man. His name's Scott Shamka. He's he goes by Para Trucker on Instagram. I just met him. He drives a semi around the country full time, and he's got a paramotor that breaks down and goes in the cab of his truck. He's stopping at truck stops and just flying wherever he can. But
yeah, that's what I started doing with the paraglider. But then I changed jobs, and so instead of being cross country, I've just been doing a route for the last 10 years. But yeah, I had my own truck for 7 years, and I loved it. So
there is a question in the chat.
Yes.
It's not necessarily related to PPG, but I think I got to hear it. Critical comment PPG asked Steve to tell the story of when he was a stunt double for Mike Wires in Wayne's World.
Oh,
I never did stunts in the industry. I did extra work for a bunch of films, television shows, commercials off and on. The last 3 was Demolition Man, Airheads, and Wayne's World 2. Prior to that, I did miniatures and models. It was a non-union shop, so 90% of everything I did went overseas for companies I never heard of. Piece of trivia, if you do remember the scene in, I'm drawing a brain fart.
Wayne's World 2.
No. This goes back before that. No, on Beetlejuice. If you remember the scene where he's coming out of the floor wearing the carousel hat, that was built at our dining room table by my roommate at the time. So I worked for Robert Short Productions briefly, and not one of my favorite experiences, but I worked on Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future for one of the characters that got dropped immediately. But yeah, that was a TV show that was giving all the kids epileptic fits because of the strobing effect that was supposed to interact with the toys you bought at the Toys R Us.
Well, I got a little known fact. I took my wife on our very first date to see Demolition Man at the movie theaters.
Oh, okay. You're not going to see me in there. I'm just one of the crowd, and same with Airheads. And in fact, someone was asking about it. I did find I got a clip from or a scene where you can see me in the crowd fairly clearly in Wayne's World 2. And, I just got the mirrored sunglasses and I got the leather top hat off to the top left portion of the screen. So
I
don't look too much different from then.
On IMDb.
I still have the hat.
Hey, Brian, any other questions in the chat right above that critical comment, PPG?
Oh, let's see. Be true love. Wow. I don't see any more questions at all.
Okay. All right, moving on.
Anything, so I'm at your mercy.
Oh man.
Steve, I don't know if you can see the chat, but there's a whole little conversation going on there.
Great.
So, so you've been flying a little bit, not too much, but I mean, when are you going to decide to go ahead and go full force with the PPG thing?
Well, I am all ready to go. I've been ready to go, but again, it's just a matter of scheduling, timing. Like I said, between me and my instructor and the weather, it's 3 out of 4 looking for the perfect day. Again, I think what really got me committed was I did go to the fly-in in February of this year to Salton Sea. And once I actually got to put a unit on my back, I got to see the actual, gear and the people. And of course, thanks to, what's that, that kid on YouTube and all that, I got my hands on a Scout. And of course, it was like, wow, the dream machine. Yeah. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, this is fantastic. This is cool. It's gorgeous. And as someone who's repaired carbon fiber fenders after somebody's driven it into a guardrail, I'm going, no way in hell would I ever buy one of these things. I mean, yeah, it's a gorgeous unit and it's designed well and everything else for what it is and for what it does. But if you're a guy who's probably going to trip a couple of times, no, don't touch it. When you're confident enough to, drive around somebody else's $100,000 Ferrari, fine, go for it. But yeah, if you can't afford to take care of it, I want one, but realistically, practically, no.
Right.
I looked at the Skychap Angel. I haven't seen one in person yet, but
that's what I fly.
Yeah, I think that's gone to the top of my list. I still think the Parajet V3 is one of the sexiest machines right now. But again, there's what I want and what I need. And I buy what I need. But sometimes if I can afford what I want, which is few and far between, I'm going to spend that extra money. Like, radios. There you go. For all you new guys out there, Baofangs, don't. No, Baofangs, garbage. There's a reason they're under $40. They've just been a nightmare.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Give it a-
did not know. I did not know that Mark was on here. Thank you for jumping on, Mark. You're on mute right now. Kevin or Brian let me know that he was actually on. So, Mark, you're on mute. Can you unmute
Mark
yourself?
Honeycutt, my hero.
No, not Honeycutt. The other Mark.
Damn. Get my hopes up.
Mark George, he sells frames, but
All
he
right.
also knows a little bit about paramotors. Can you let us know about the harness that we were talking about earlier with Steve? I can't hear him.
I'm pretty sure it was a dudek comfort seat, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure Mark can hear us.
Yeah,
I don't know if
Mark,
can hear us.
I think he can hear us. He
Yeah,
is on
he's
mute.
saying comfort seat.
We
Yeah.
can't hear
Can y'all hear me?
him.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
Very, very low.
Yeah, very low. Very low.
Need to go into audio settings, turn your volume up.
How about this right here?
There we
There you
go.
go.
Okay.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I have to get. I'm on my phone,
Is that my
so
forehead?
All right.
That's
no,
a
it's
lot
my
of
5
forehead.
head.
5 head.
No, that's my 5 head.
I like it.
Man, most people get a penny for their thoughts for a head like that, but I'll give you a nickel. Man, that's a lot of forehead.
Hey, let me tell you about those Scout paramotors. I had one.
Mhm.
My first paramotor was a Fresh Breeze with a Simonini 202 on it, and it was a solid engine and everything. It's what I learned on, but it weighed almost as much as I do, and so I traded that to a newcomer that was coming into the sport, and he had just bought a Scout. And his instructor told him, he said, man, you don't need that Scout. You need to get rid of it. I had a few flights under my belt. You know, I felt comfortable, so I got it. I traded him for it, and traded him that that Simonini and that Fresh Breeze for that and a trike. I gave him that Fresh Breeze and a trike for that Scout. And man, I had a bunch of flights on that Scout. It was great. It flew great. I was out in Sippermort, Louisiana, and flying with Kyle O'Glee and Matt Minyard and Sean Hayden and all those guys. And it was great. And my third or fourth flight, I was fixing to go up, and I pulled up a reverse launch, had the wing over my head, went to take off. And right before I went to take off, we got a gust of wind, and I had a little bit too much brake pull, and the wing got behind me and it pulled me down and turtled me. And when it did, all I could hear was crunching. And every move that I made trying to move to kind of get up, all I heard was crunching. So I just stopped till everybody come over there and got me. And lo and behold, long story short, when I got home, did the assessment on the damage and called Scout Paramotors, I did $1,600 worth of damage.
Ouch. Ooh.
And so that was the end of the Scout Paramotor season for me, as I sold the frame and the parts to a guy that was doing a cross country that was over here from England, and he was going to be flying through Bakersfield, California. I shipped all that stuff to Bakersfield, California. I sold the engine off of it and started from scratch. So unless you got a pocket full of money, don't get a Scout.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, we got one more question in the chat. Scary Barry Groupie in the house tonight.
What's up, Groupie?
He said he would love to know if Mr. Goodpaster could have dinner with any 3 paragliding or paramotoring personalities. Who would they be?
You don't have to. You don't have to say me. You don't have to say me.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to pick 3 people for the panel. That's all good.
You guys show up in one location, and I'll put forth the effort to try to make it.
I hear you.
Sorry, it's gonna have to be more than 3, and there's so many good guys and names out there. What I would pay to see and have dinner with, only if the 2 could show up at the same time at the same location. You know where this is going.
Uh-oh.
I want to see Captain Kurt and you know, I want to put them in a room together. I want a cage match.
The Dominator.
Yeah.
I think I'd pay for that too. That's our next.
Hey, let's get a GoFundMe. See if we make this happen. We'll get their plane tickets. Name the place, man. We'll do it.
Let's do a resurgence fundraiser and have a cage match.
Like I said. I like the way Mark just keeps popping in and out, man.
Pop.
It's magic.
That's
Man,
great.
I'm on the phone. The Mac's in right here. I was just lazy. I've been lazy. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. It's all good.
Selling paramotors is hard work.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as anybody, I mean, like any of you guys are, I'd say Mark Honeycutt, man, he was over in Korea. Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Don't tell her you did that. But yeah, you know, I mean, like I went years ago. I took a trip to Japan, and I've been wanting to go back ever since.
Oh, whereabouts in Japan?
It was a geek tour. We started out in Tokyo, Narita, Tokyo, Kyoto. We ended up in Osaka. Did all the touristy things.
My old stomping grounds. I actually taught English over in Iwakuni back in the day, or Tokyo.
Really?
Back
I lived
in
in Japan for
Tokuyama.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Camp Sagamihara, Camp Zama. That's where we lived. Of course, I visited Tokyo, some other places.
Yeah,
That's
I told
funny
my
'cause
cousin.
I've been eating Japanese forever.
Mhm.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
that's
my
something
cousin. Oh, my cousin was teaching English in Japan in the Gunma Ken district for about 9 years. If he ever goes back, take me with you. And he's working for a video game company and doing translations and such today. He's a bit of a misanthrope, but he's a great guy. So, but I also have a friend who the first time he came over, we thought he worked in electronics. The next time in Osaka, next time we find out he's aircraft electronics or avionics. And then another time he comes over, we find out, no, he actually owns the avionics company in Osaka, Japan. So during our trip, me and my roommate took a side trip and stayed with him for a couple of days in Osaka. That was a cultural eye awakening. Just had a freaking blast. So, but yeah, that's one thing I'd like to do is paraglide Japan, among many other places one of these years. But like I said, right now for the next year, it's strictly paramotor and keeping my paragliding skills up. And they do go hand in hand, but yeah, there's a bit of a difference between paramotor brain and paraglider brain. And so in time, I'll have to sort that out. And my money's on the misses.
Yeah.
So I do have a question. So I've only flown PPG. Now, if I was, what is the other than the obvious with the motor? What is the difference for you when you're doing PG compared to PPG?
Oh no! Is that JP?
I think that's JP.
Is that
yeah,
JP
it's definitely
wrestling?
JP. Look at the dog. The dog's like, what is going on?
There you go, chunka, wow, wow.
Hey, I think we need to migrate into the after show. It's looking like, you know.
I think the
Oh,
dog
We're
just
at
realized.
8:30.
I think
Oh
the
my
dog
God,
just
Amy.
realized it was getting rough.
Rough.
Rough. It's a rough life. RUFF.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Here in
Yeah,
Florida, I have no chance of doing any PG here because it's just flat.
Yeah. Oh, tow lines.
Well, we do that at the SIV.
There you go. See, so you got PG.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah. See, I'll do the towing. I think I like the towing.
Yep.
I don't know if I'd like the mountain yet. I haven't done the mountain yet. Only one time, but I think that
Ridge soaring is great, and mountain flying is fun. And like I said, with paragliding, turbulence is your friend. It tells you where the thermals are. My goal is just to get as much altitude as possible and then some. It's maybe about a year or two, I might be gunning for the Bear Grylls record. Yeah,
Oh.
right. But it's just something to shoot for. Whether I do it or not is irrelevant. If I go in that direction, it means I'll be acquiring the skill set and the tools to do it. So can't go wrong there.
I would still like to do the Icarus race. That's one of the things I would like to do. I'm really want to do that. I think Mark at Paraswag USA wanted to do that with me also. So that'd be freaking awesome. Who else wants to do the Icarus race? Anybody?
This
Or is it
guy.
just-
Absolutely. To me, it was like, again, watching that young punk doing his thing. You know, okay, this is a race of endurance, and you've booked a room at what hotel? No. You know, don't talk to me. You know, that should have he should have been in the adventure class at that point. I'm kidding, but I mean, he was within the rules and the guidelines, and he got away with it this year. But they're changing all that. So yeah, you land down, you pitch a tent, and you land at the truck stop or the gas station. You lug your gear. You launch where you land. Yeah, that I could go for. You know, but like I said, to make that the goal, this is what I do: is I pick a goal, and then I find out what skill set do I need to get there. Whether I get there or not, again, like I said, is irrelevant. One of my favorite stories, just off topic real quick, was the one time we told Eric the yodeling clamfish we're going out to look for UFOs. He didn't get it. He says, look, Eric, we got the RV, we got the barbecue, we got music, we got girls, we got a telescope. We're going to go out into Death Valley and look for UFOs. And he's just like, no, I'm not wasting my time. There's no such thing as UFOs. It's like, Eric, we got the RV, we got the barbecue. The girls are coming. We got dirt bikes, we got music, we got toys, and we're going to look for UFOs.
And remember, UFO stands for unidentified flying object. It's a flying object that's not identified. You know, it doesn't mean it's alien, right?
No, he just thought we were going to go. All he heard was UFOs. It's like, dude, we got everything else. You know, when the sun goes down, go to bed. We don't care. But, you know, but he just couldn't get there. Well, he did finally get through his head that we're going out and having some fun once we stopped talking about UFOs. Later on, we found out he had religious issues. So that was a interesting experience.
Oh, God.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah,
it all goes downhill from there. But yeah, but I'm the same way. It's like, this is what I'm shooting for. How close can I get to accomplishing it? Because when it's done, I'm still having a blast. You know, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And I have so much more fun just doing stuff, because I've had projects when I got completed, I'm kind of like, well, now what do I do with this? You know, and it sits on the shelf, or I give it away or sell it off to somebody and, you know, find something else. But like I said, my life has pretty much been a standstill since I got into trucking, because, you know, your social life disappears. If you got close family and friends, don't do it. It sucks. You know, if you're going to be local, that's fine, but you're going to be tired all the time. But yeah, when I had my own truck, yeah, it was great. You know, I mean, I had two priorities in my life: my daughter and my everything else. So as long as I got to see my daughter and bills were paid, I didn't care. You know, I just kind of went day by day. But now I'm starting to have some fun, and I blame it all on the wife who just went that way. And yeah, like I said, I'm taking Paramotor is basically the goal for the next minimum 5 years, but I got a 10-year plan. You know, whether I open up a school, whether I go into sales, don't know yet. I'm not there yet. You know, whether I break world records, that I got to watch out for. I will walk in eyes closed.
At least we got the Icarus race to do here. You know, maybe next year, right?
Yeah.
Sean, on the Icarus race, what do you think the cost is to do that race?
I think
expense-wise.
I think it's $1,600. Yeah, I think it's $1,600 to enter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you win, you get a trophy.
Yay!
I think that's it. Am I wrong? Let me know.
But
I could be wrong.
Don't you have to have a ground crew as well?
That's if you do the. There's two different races. You got the unassisted, and then you got the assisted race. So if you got the unassisted race, then it's just you and your gear, just like Tucker did a couple years back. Then you got the adventure race, which you can have a ground crew and you can do pretty much whatever you want to because it's an adventure. It's just fun.
But you've also got the peace of mind knowing that if something happens to you, you have that crew at your disposal.
Which
like they're not there to help you, but they're there to support you if you get injured or,
right?
You know, if you tap out and need help.
Yeah, $1,600 covers a satellite.
Yeah, satellite phone and all that.
Phone and emergency instruction if needed to be.
Mhm.
And looks like
When
Linda
is
this
it?
time definitely needs to go. So we want to say goodbye to Linda. Bye-bye, Linda. We appreciate
Bye,
you.
Linda.
Hey guys, I'm gonna head out as well.
Bye, Linda.
Nice meeting you, Steve.
Round two.
Not Linda, not
Bye,
JP.
guys.
So,
Love
Take it
y'all.
easy, guys. I'll catch you
See you
next
later.
week.
thank you so much for joining us.
Okay.
Thanks,
I
talk to you
also
later. I
see
know
you later,
where to
Linda.
find you.
Still loving the
Thanks,
hat.
JP.
I usually wear my regular hat, but it didn't show up well on camera, so I got the weekend hat.
That works. I posted the meeting ID and the password. So if you want to join us for the next 20 minutes, we will talk live. So this swear jar is still on the table. And then at 9 o'clock, we're going to go off the air and we can talk about whatever we want to.
Yay.
Yay.
Well,
So
go ahead.
anybody else want to join in? Join in. Go ahead, Steve. Whatever you want to talk about.
I was gonna
It's
say,
all
any
you.
final questions? Because yeah, it's 7 o'clock here, and I gotta get up for dinner and stuff before I get out the door by 9 o'clock. So I gotta get at least a nap or something.
Definitely. So if you need to go now, by all means, go ahead and go. I don't
Okay.
want you. I don't want to hold you.
Yeah,
We
no,
appreciate
I'm
you
gonna
coming
call
on
it
the
a
show,
night.
man, for sure.
All right. Well, we
Guys-
appreciate you jumping on for sure. So thank you
Oh,
so
yeah.
much.
Yeah, like I said, I'm the 32nd experience in power motor, and but like I said, it's how you interpret things and what it took to get to that point. Somebody's saying, is it worth it? I'm going, oh, hell yeah. At least now I know, I can do it, what to expect, what more is coming up. And like I said, patience is everything. Like I said, I could have rushed this. I could have gone with 2 other instructors months ago. I could have gotten, 20, 30 hours by now going with these guys. I don't like them.
Right.
I mean, as people, they're okay, or well, as instructors, they're okay. As human beings, they shall remain nameless. Not going to put down their ability because, again, they're good instructors, but there's just too many personality conflicts, and I'll leave it at that.
Did you say who your instructor was?
Well, my current instructor is, I'll get his name, is Hadi Golian. He's Persian, used to be a fighter pilot.
So he is a hottie.
Yeah, it is the Hadi. And like I said, his sidekick, Phil. I razz him every opportunity I get. He's the guy who's responsible for blowing up the rockets at SpaceX. I think he's the part of the URD protocol. Basically anytime there's a URD, they call on him. And for those of you who don't know what a URD is, that's the unscheduled rapid disassembly of the big rockets. I'm kidding. No, Phil's a great guy. He's been there. He's backed me up. He's given me some wonderful information. And yeah, like I said, with those 2 guys on my side, I can't go wrong. So
I thought it was RUD, rapid on scheduled disassembly.
depends on what side of the country you're on.
Gotcha.
I
thought that was
that one out.
that was Elon Musk's creative way of saying it blew up. You know.
Load up big time. Look good. Yeah, I already made a bid for his car, but it ain't for sale. So
My question is, right?
yeah, my question if he's registered it as a non-op or he just let it expire.
Well, Steve, we totally
Talking about
appreciate you
Elon Musk's
being
car
on
that
here.
he,
I know that you
rocked.
got to go, so you got to get some.
I really do.
All right.
Totally appreciate you. Jump on anytime. Say hi to me. You got my phone number, so text or call me if you just want to talk about paramotors. You know me. I want to talk about paramotors. That's why I got the show, just so we can talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but like I
And we
said, getting that information for insurance for paramotors. I know a lot of people would love to have that, including myself. Yeah, and like I said, it's just I'm going to go ahead and sometime this week or this weekend rehang my unit and see if I can get that thrust line where it's supposed to be. And so the next time I go out, I'm flying.
Definitely need to
And I'm going to be a little more
get that thrust line. Hey, real quick, Mark at Paraswag USA. got a question for you real quick before Steve goes. Insurance for a paramotor. Do you know anything about that?
I'll put it to you like this: they're actually, Kyle Oakley is actually looking into that right now, because we had a really, really good flying spot where the Louisiana paragliders or the Louisiana skydiver team, they all practice and jump. They are requiring all of us to have insurance, or at least him over the school for that place. So I may know something about that here in the near future, because I know he's looking into it and he's got somebody out looking for it. So
Okay.
we'll find out.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I was actually looking more for property insurance, because again, your gear gets stolen and the company say, well, that's an aircraft, so we don't touch that. So like, if it gets stolen out of your car or off the back of your truck or something like that.
I'll tell you, the best person to probably ask about that would be Aviator.
All right, I'll do that.
Sounds good. All right, thank you very much, Dave. Go get some sleep or a nap or something before you go on your 12-hour drive. It doesn't sound like too much fun, but we definitely appreciate you being on the show.
Oh no, you got to live inside your head, otherwise you'll never survive it as a truck driver.
That's true.
And yeah, like I said, with me, all things have been done twice, and one day I'll actually put it down on paper and see what happens, and see if what I think and what is real are two separate. Okay, I'm starting to fade here, so I'm out of here.
All right, have a good night, and
Thanks, Steve.
drive safe.
Thanks,
Merry
Dave.
Christmas, brother. Nice to
Love
have you.
y'all. Catch you later. Bye-bye.
See you, Steve.
Cheers.
That was
Jeez.
Steve Goodpaster. He had a very interesting experience on his very first PPG flight. Even though he was flying for 3 or 4 years doing paragliding, his first time out doing a paramotor, he had an engine out, but he came down and did a butterfly, tippy-toed, nice flare, no crash or whatever. So that's pretty much what this podcast was all about, is that ground handling, very important. You got to make sure that you know your wing. Doing toes before you go up for the first time. If something happens like that, you're able to understand how to get back down, flare, and land like a butterfly. We are going to stay here and talk a little bit with a couple of people. We got John Wayne, we got Walter from Down Under. Who else do we have over there? I just see iPhone, and you're on mute.
It's us.
That's us. That's Parish Swag, both.
Oh.
Off mute.
Amy, get it together.
Hey, tell Walter you missed the mud wrestling a while ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, no. Yeah, what's going on?
And then what our guest said, I got my money, or who said they had the money on the misses?
Well, they were wrong.
I won.
No, you didn't. Quit. Now don't start it back up.
So we're still live and streaming for the next 10 minutes. So we're still going to keep this G rated.
Haircut.
PPG rated.
PPG rated. There you go.
Garcia.
Say what?
There you are.
Garcia.
Hey.
Chang. What's up? Brian.
Yo, thank you.
No, Brian. What happened, man?
We're keeping it PG.
Say something. Say something.
PPG.
Say Chang. Say Chang.
Hi.
Chang.
Say Nia gonna fly. Bang. How daddy do it? Bang. You love bang? Bang. Yeah.
Hey,
that's my life. At 40, this coming in my package at 40 years old. Imagine you. That's my life.
Hey, you gonna come out to the compound this weekend? I'll be out there with the camper all weekend.
This weekend, yeah, I can do it. Right now, I am in San Agustin, in the beach of San.
Yeah, you gotta go through Palm Bay to get back home. So
I know, but I coming back home Wednesday. I can coming up to you in the weekend. Yeah, the weekend gonna be super beautiful. Wings gonna be like super nice.
I know. I'll be there with the camper. So
actually, I have Paramotor right here, but I didn't can fly because the wind coming from west and don't coming from the east. I'm supposed to have the wind from the east because if not, I have a converging air between the west and the air from the coast, and it's like so turbulence around the beach.
Oh yeah,
not recommended. Yeah.
All
My
right.
man, nice to see you, son. Hey Brian, what happened? You have that face of happiness? I make you laugh or what?
No, man, I'm good.
Love you, bro. Love you, bro. We do
Thanks
this,
for coming on.
and we don't care about how much we have to spend in it. We just enjoy the sport for passion. Yeah, you know,
for passion. Absolutely.
I was addicted the very first time I went up. I was totally in the zone. I was a robot, just listening to my instructor's commands. But the second I got up there, I knew I'm gonna do this forever.
Yeah. Let me get the shoes for her, and I'm coming back while talking with you guys here. Remember that I was having 13 flights only when I did my SIV, and I nailed my landings with that fucking SIV. Trust me. Woof. Yeah. Bro, now I do that butterfly that I was talking in the show. Like now, I just landing like plan, or I let it fly. If I have a lot of wind, I butterfly. If I don't have a lot of wind, I let it fly. And then go. Be secure about it. That's the only things, you know.
Sounds
now
good.
the tolerance with the bomb tolerance, you're gonna love it, Brian. If you go to the SIV, don't worry about it. The only one that you're gonna get scared is not the full stall. Gonna be the SAT. Like when you come, not the SAT, the spiral dive. The spiral dive is the shit.
No, I did the spiral.
I love the spiral.
I didn't get so scared with the full stall. Even you saw me head down. That was so fast. Like Shane say, only 3 seconds. Like boom, so fast. Everything happened fast.
Brian, you'll be quick like JP.
But the spiral dive, bro. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you a secret that I didn't say in any place, and I don't write down. I say straight. The things don't happen because I did it. I follow orders. I am a fucking military guy. You say to me, run to the wall. You are my instructor. You maybe be the shit. I'm gonna run to the wall. Then, you know, at that moment, everything happened so fast that the words to say, catch the dive, catch the search was gone. I never had that word. Hands up. I was hands up all the time. Yeah, I'm coming back. Let me just see the boss lady.
All right, man.
All right.
Yeah, I was talking to JP earlier, man, and he was asking me about the SIV. I've got a new wing ordered. When I get it mid-January, I'm planning on getting something scheduled for probably February or March.
Do we know what kind of wing it is?
Yeah, it's a Spider 3.
Oh, okay. What size?
26 meter.
Ooh.
I flew the 26 and the 24, and I went with the 26.
Brian, if you schedule a SIV, let me know.
Yeah, let me know also.
No, just let me know.
No, let me know.
Hey, Brian, don't let any of them guys know. Just let me know.
It's going to be a secret. Y'all not going to know what's happened until I got back.
We should have like a whole group SIV class going on. Yeah, I mean, we all need to go down there and do an SIV. I think
Andrew Fuller needs to give us a group discount.
That
would be an awesome. That would be an awesome podcast too.
Because all we do is talk about SIVs and Andrew Fuller and Leah Cthulhu and Jonathan Carr down there. I like Jonathan; he's a cool cat.
JP said something in the chat about January. So depending on when in January, I'll go again. I plan to. I've got hopes of doing another 8 or 9 of those classes. Just so you know. Really? I'm kind of.
You didn't want to do any in the start.
No, I know. It's made me a better pilot. Every time I go, I learn something. I'm like, oh my god, I've been
just
worried.
Want to toss the laundry, don't you?
Actually, I didn't toss laundry, but I did end up in the water without throwing a reserve. But
Mark McElroy in the house. Welcome.
What's up, Mark?
Mark, you should be teaching somebody something.
Mark, you need to be off of mute so we can hear you.
He's just getting set up. So, do we still have to worry about gators in January?
Yeah. Listen, if you're in Florida, the rule of thumb in Florida, when it comes to water, is there is a gator, there's been a gator, or there's going to be a gator, in the water that you're looking at.
Bro, what about gators? Gators, when they hear the noise, they're running away and they don't coming back until 1 hour. After 1 hour, they're coming back to the place where it was the noise. That means 1 hour you've been out of that place. Because for me, one day I was riding my motorcycles in the Everglades and I saw a guy go in the ditch in the cross of the road, but was not like a lot of water, you know, like gators there and things like that. And I jump in that water and I take the guy out and I break the windows and everything of the car of the guy.
Oh,
the guy like, fuck. It's like, I want to beat the fucking motherfucker. But everything was good. I get the guy out and man, after I asking somebody, because I was so scared of going in that water, I asking somebody that have experience on it and he say, no, when you hit the water so hard, he heard the noise, he just go away. He don't want to mess with you. He's a wild guy, man. The wild guys don't want no wild guys. You want to be alone.
Mr. Garcia.
You guys are lucky.
I think we're going to go ahead and cut the live stream real quick and continue this without the live stream going.
Oh man,
Garcia, you gotta keep it PG, brother. You gotta keep it PG.
Or at least PPG.
You got a big swear jar to fill now, brother. You got a big
$30
or something.
That's some serious swear jar right there. So we're just gonna go ahead and go. It's almost 9 o'clock. We'll see y'all next Monday. Next Monday we have who do we have, Brian, for next Monday?
We've got Jim and his son Reeves. Jim and Morgan Reeves. They just trained at Aviator the 2 weeks leading up to Thanksgiving. And Jim is also known as Jim CR120. You've probably seen him in all the chats. Yes. And so he's been, making comments on my videos and stuff for the last year since I've been posting them. And he finally got the train, got equipment. And his son got like 62 flights in during training.
Wow.
So they've got some good stories. They're both got a military background and just good guys.
That's awesome. So that's next week on the 28th after Christmas. So hopefully that everyone will join us and not be too drunk and be able to come over and say hi. Since we're going to close out everything here on the live stream, let's go ahead and go around to everyone and you guys can say hi, Merry Christmas, your websites, whatever. And then we're going to sign off. So let's go ahead and start with Brian Haybill Waller. Go ahead and say goodbye to everyone and any .coms or any place that you want to plug, you're more than welcome to.
Well, I will just say Merry Christmas. A lot of people are scared to say it, but I will say Merry Christmas to y'all. And I hope everybody has a great Christmas. I know me and my family are blessed to have what we have. And we try to share a little bit. Today I smoked 22 hams with my dad and we gave him 21 of them away. We kept one for ourselves. The Christmas spirit's good. And I hope that you find happiness in giving and helping others like I do.
Thank you, Brian. Brian Haybill Waller, everyone, thank you very much. And Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays.
You can find me on YouTube if you look up my name.
You need a .com. Never Trust Skinny Chef Shane.
Well, holidays for my house is a little hard, but we are thankful. Actually, my wife is letting me, I had to make sure the door was shut.
Hey, this is still PG. I mean, this is still.
You better not ever say
you better not
to me.
go too far.
No, it's totally PG. But I decided back at Thanksgiving when I did the Smoke the Turkey video. We were at a place that had. Everybody was on golf carts, and here me and my wife are just like, we'll see if we can catch a ride with somebody because we don't have one. And we kind of looked this weekend, and things are. Yeah, I'm looking at a brand new golf cart, all jacked up, fully loaded, and my only problem is the roof on this golf cart with the lift kit won't fit in my brand new Paracamper. So I have to figure out how to get the roof under the ceiling of the camper. But I'm very thankful that my wife is so cool, lets me fly my paramotor. She helped me actually get the money to do this sport, and for that, I cannot thank her enough. I'm super blessed with an awesome wife of 25 years, been together 27 years, something like that. Anyways, I hope everybody has a great year, the rest of the year, and even better 2021, because this year's kind of not been all that great.
Yeah, 2020 sucked a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a wee bit. But it brought us all together in 2020. So without 2020, we would not have been here. So, I mean, we just started this podcast in 2020. And thank you very much, Shane. And we appreciate you. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays for sure.
Thank you very much.
We also have Mark George from Paraswag USA. We want to say Merry Christmas to everyone and drop some .coms down.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
This is
Paraswag USA.
This is the brains of the operation right here. Y'all know that, right?
Aw.
If he would only listen.
Yeah. You know that they say behind every good man there's a good woman. Well,
No,
here it
there's
is.
an excellent woman.
Excellent woman, yep.
Well, I was going for good, but anyway. No, we're very thankful for everything we have. You know, we started our business this year. You know, a lot of these podcasts and stuff have taken off. You know, the more people that get out and get engaged in this sport and get on social media with it, you know, the more we're going to grow. And, you know, hopefully people like Santa Claus and the trike and the Highlines don't happen too much more often, because that's going to really cause some problems for us if people don't start getting a little bit safer, you know.
It's supposed to be a happy message.
It is, but you know, Santa Claus had a crash, so we got to watch out for stuff like that. So, but anyway, we're very thankful. Our family, we're gonna have a little get together. We're not gonna do some of the things that we normally do. We normally do like a cellophane ball where we wrap it up with a bunch of prizes and pass it around and try to open it up and win prizes, but we're not going to do any contact stuff like this year. Amy's mother suffers from lupus, so they met today kind of at a distance and exchanged their gifts and stuff while I was working, and you know, that'll be our Christmas. We'll Zoom with them when we have our Christmas dinner, and that'll be it. But you know, I have a very good, I'm like Shane, I have a very good support system right here when it comes to paramotoring. And y'all know as men, if we don't have support from our wives, it makes it tough.
That is true.
I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful. So Merry Christmas to all of y'all from Paraswag. I'm looking forward to a bigger and better night 2021. And good luck and Merry Christmas to all you guys.
Hey,
thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Hey, Sean, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Your Danky Garcia, he just put the swear jar he filled it up.
Yep.
Filled it up.
1999. Go.
Oh.
Good deposit.
Thank you very much. We totally appreciate you. You can come back on. You don't have to, you know, just be in the background. You're more welcome to jump back on. That definitely helps us out because we are paying for a pro Zoom, and we are working on some other stuff to go live this next year coming up. It is costing us money out of our pocket, so we do appreciate anything you drop in the chat. So thank you very much. We definitely appreciate you. We also have Mark McElroy, which I haven't got anything in the mail from yet. If you want to,
hey, Mark McElroy, I got my stuff to him.
You ain't got your stuff to me yet.
Yeah, it's because I'm out of triple XLs. I'm sorry.
I just need a 2XL, but I will say Mark Elroy.
I'm sorry. I thought you said quadruple. I mean, no. I'm out of double XL, Shane. That's the only reason.
I will say that I have a sticker from Mark Elroy in my bedroom right now, waiting to go on my new Paramotor camper or Paracamper. I'm just saying.
I'm wondering why it's got to be in the bedroom.
That's what I was wondering. There's something going on here we don't know
Because
about.
behind every great man, there's an excellent woman.
So, Mark, I haven't cleaned the trailer up and got it ready for the outside reveal of the air camper build. So, but that will be on my video as soon as I finish it up.
That is all good.
So, Mark, it's all you. Mark McElroy, tell us a little bit about, saying happy holidays or whatever, and drop some .coms for us.
Yeah, I'm Mark McElroy, and I'm new to paramotoring just this year, and I've really enjoyed it. I have paralifeppg.com, and it's just stickers, cups, T-shirts, just something to play with. And it's been cool just getting to meet some of you guys in person and the rest of you here online. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a successful year next year.
And I will definitely feature anything he sends to me. Right now, there's nothing to feature. So thank you, Mark. I'm just joshing with you. You're awesome. You know we love you. And we totally appreciate you jumping on and being on one of our one of the previous podcasts this year too, and all the things that you have donated to the show and given away. So we do appreciate you, Mark. I'm just giving you a hard time. We also have Walter from Down Under. Walter, is there anything you want to say since you are here and you're not really down under? You're kind of up over. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I feel as if I'm in the top end with you guys. Yeah, I'd just like to say a Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year. And I'm having dinner and that with my family, which I haven't done for a few years, so it's all great.
Good.
And yeah, looking forward to it. And looking forward to a new year. Hopefully it brings better things for us all. And great show, Sean. What can I say? It's fantastic to be here with everybody. And I said to Mark, Amy, thanks for friending me. I have another friend, that's two now.
Yeah, both Mark and Amy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Thanks for that. And yeah, just cheers to everybody and happy flights.
Absolutely. And your audio sounds really perfect right now. Whatever you did, leave it on that setting, please.
No worries.
Hey, Walter, you can reach out to me on Facebook. I could be friend number 3. It's all good.
Okay, Brian. One thing
I could be 4. I guess I'll go and friend him on. I'll friend him too, I guess.
Walter, I've already blocked you on Facebook.
Yeah, I've actually, Jane, I was gonna say Mr. Rocket Man, not. You missed the launch, you missed the landing, you missed the whole lot, mate.
First of all, I can't fix the clouds. And then I can't fix YouTube being a minute and a half behind. When I'm looking at the thing going, okay, it's going to go up now in 2 minutes. Let me get lined up and hooked in and take off. I didn't catch this much of the rocket right before it went into the clouds. Not my fault.
Yeah.
No, because there's no NASA, .gov anywhere to check the actual time.
They're behind.
No, but he had a failed launch.
I did, number 32.
Yeah, that was shocking, mate. Right at the cream.
But did you notice I didn't have
to? Of them.
Did you notice that I did not have to reset up my wing? I just pulled it back up in a reverse launch and took off.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, see.
Pat on the back for that.
It was just dramatics is all that I was going for.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know how many times I stopped my launching just because I didn't feel comfortable to go? Actually, I never have a bad one or nothing like that. I just don't feel the wind right, and it's better to stop it. And the other day I did a launch that I have a frontal, and I'm still going. I put it hands up, I check it a little bit, hands up again, I took off. It's more than that, because what happened is like I do all my flight with a Paramotor 80, with Atom 80. What happened is with the Atom 80, you need to taxi more. And when you taxi more, you're learning to have more control and feeling of the wind. Then you're looking right, looking left, looking right, looking left. Then if you don't feel that right, you don't go. Then it's because you're taking easy launch and you go easy up. You know, it's not like you're going like this. If you're going like this, it's, well, so bad. If something bad happen, if the engine fails or something like that.
So since Jordan Keys is actually on here, go ahead and say happy holidays or whatever you want to, and drop any domains that you want to drop.
Well, bro, I put in my hands right here, and I have to say, I'd be so happy to find you guys online, because really sometimes you find people, locals, that don't be the right ones to be around, because everybody talking about the money they're putting in the gears, or however they're spending something. It's not what I mean in my sport. I had in 2016 a big crash in motorcycle accident. I nearly killed myself. I can't stop to ride motorcycle. Then I say I have to respect my family, my wife, my daughter, that was 4 months in the belly when I had the accident. And then I found Tucker God, and I followed Tucker God for 1 year to see if I love the sport. And then after I researched so much people from Europe that they did paragliding only, no paramotor. And then I decided to do the course of paramotor. I'd be so happy because it's so different. Don't have to see nothing with motorcycles. It's give you adrenaline, so, but it's only about takeoff and landing and keeping altitude when you fly, and everything is safe. It's like, well, but I have to tell you, I was so scared the first time. I did it, but I break the barrier of the fear. And when I landed, the only things I did was I cried like a freaking baby. I want to see my family, say I love you. I don't regret nothing about it. I don't have nothing bad in my heart, everything clean. And well, thank you so much, because you guys giving so many advice here that helping others, that people don't go with the truth about the business, because when they go so long in the business, they like to customers. The thing about it is about to sell gear and do money. Then thank you so much. Merry Christmas to everybody and happy holidays. And I be thankful to be alive. So like everybody is still alive, because with this COVID-19, it's terrible. So many people die, and it's real. Then happy holidays, Merry Christmas, love your family. And when you're angry, take it out. Don't keep it in. Exactly. And you're going to be okay. Yeah. Love you, Mark.
Thank you, my friend. You're
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
We also have John Wayne. He is everywhere. You go to any podcast, you go to any website, you are going to see John Wayne's name. He's everywhere. So John Wayne, it's all yours. You got the floor. And we can't hear you.
He's been in a lot of movies too.
Yeah, yes, the old ones.
You can call him the Duke.
The Duke.
Yeah. You know, funny story about that name. I grew up on an Indian reservation, the only white kid in the school. And everybody wanted to whip John Wayne's ass. So the name didn't do me real good there. But Merry Christmas to everybody. I have a ball watching all this stuff.
Merry Christmas, sir.
You've got a good show here. Hey, I wanted to ask you, what's the weather look like the next few days in your area? I'm headed that way tomorrow.
Who's there?
Arkansas?
Yeah, Arkansas.
Really? It looks like it's going to be absolutely beautiful tomorrow morning. So I'm going to try to go out for a flight. 30, 28 degrees, 30 degrees. But it looks like it's going to be really windy the rest of the week. But Saturday is supposed to be gorgeous all day Saturday, from sunrise to sunset, 2 to 3 mile an hour, all the way up to like 5,000 feet. Butter all day Saturday.
Well, hopefully I'll get a chance to fly. I broke something about a week ago. Anyway, it'll be my first flight for a while.
I didn't know about this. What happened?
I got old and was lifting stuff I should have left alone.
Oh, okay. That's all you had to say. That's Grandpa's world here too. I understand. Well, I'm glad that you're better.
Anyway. Yeah, Merry
Amy said
Christmas,
we
everybody.
Might come to Conway.
Glad that you're.
Yes,
What's
John.
that, Mark?
I said might make a trip to Conway Saturday.
If you come to Saturday, yeah, yes, please. How awesome would that be? I think Tommy wants to go flying also.
Okay.
So that'd be cool.
We'll work out the logistics when it gets closer to Saturday. How's that?
That sounds awesome. You got my number.
Hey, Sean.
Yes, sir.
You will not find me in Arkansas Saturday.
Well, that sucks. You need to come over here, Skinny Chef. What the hell?
No, that actually doesn't suck at all.
No, because guess what? Guess what? It's going to be like almost 60 Saturday morning here. So you enjoy. I will be in my shorts and my t-shirt flying, just so you know.
Hey, in my warm weather here, I'm toasty warm. I'm all right. I have no problems. It's only when it's like 28 degrees, it's cold. In the 50s, I'm warm. I mean, I'm perfectly fine.
Does anybody plan on flying Christmas Day, dropping presents on their friend's house? By presents, I mean eggs or whatever.
Maybe I will be in Arkansas then.
Hey, Sean.
Yes.
How many pies do I need to bring Saturday?
If you have any sugar-free pies, that'd be awesome because I'm totally sugar-free.
I can make sugar-free.
Yeah,
Anything
just
sugar-free, I'm fine.
Challenge accepted. Cardboard pies. Just put cardboard on top of one another and give it to them because that's sugar-free.
I've been sugar-free for about 4 months now. Sugar-free, and just recently, this last month, I went caffeine-free. So,
what?
Yeah, sugar-free and caffeine-free.
You're going to give yourself another heart attack.
I'm going to keep myself from having a heart attack.
If you drink alcohol, you're not sugar-free.
I am not eating sugar.
I'm drinking.
Vodka does not have sugar.
He just takes it intravenously.
I'm not eating sugar, but I'm drinking sugar.
I'm not drinking sugar. It's sugar-free vodka.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they made that now.
Oh yeah, yeah. When you come over Saturday, I'll show you some of this really amazing sugar-free vodka. It's great.
This ain't none of that watermelon wine you've been drinking, is it?
No, not the wine.
Watermelon
That got pretty interesting last week.
It got pretty messy.
Why do you think that was not live streaming, guys? Come on now. That was not recording anywhere. That was
Hey, it's recorded in our minds, trust me.
So hold on, Sean.
Yeah.
When we went to the SID course, you didn't drink anything other than water. I mean,
I did not realize. Okay, my entire life, I'd have like a rum and Coke, and I'd have a massive, hangover the next day. I did tequila, and damn it, my clothes fell off. I mean, all these different drinks I've tried. I found out vodka does not give me a hangover at all. I wake up.
Dude, how old are you? You just figured this out.
Thank you. No wonder I have been drinking for 51 years. Jesus. If I would have known about this back when I was 19, 18, 21, I'll say 21. It would have been a different life.
That's why in the Southeast, like we like moonshine, man. It's one of the purest forms of alcohol you can drink.
Shine gives me some headaches. Beer gives me headaches. Really? Yeah. It's like, I even made my own. I was brewing my own stuff, and it was giving me headaches. So it's like I just didn't want it. Sugar gives me headaches. It gives me horrible sinus headaches. My vision goes bad. Vodka, it's like wonderful.
Oh,
it's like
it's like heaven's gates have opened up.
Yes. I did not know about this. And by the way, because I'm still streaming, I am not advocating at all drink vodka. I'm not saying that at all. It'll probably mess you up, but don't do it.
Especially before you fly paramotors.
Bad for you. Yeah. So yesterday, because I wanted to go fly Sunday, no vodka. and I was perfectly fine. I don't need to drink vodka, but I tell you what, it has a nice flavor. I like these different flavors. That's some good flavors. They got peach, they got watermelon, they got raspberry.
Cake.
They got what?
Cupcake vodka.
They don't got cupcake flavor. I don't know. Well,
Yes,
if they do, I don't know about it yet.
Yes, they do.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Sean, when we were at the SIV, honest to goodness, that was me. That's no hold bars. That you get what you get. You know what I mean? Everything I drank, everything that I did, that was me. You know what I mean?
Those you. I mean, you know, we've gone on many after shows. We've talked a lot. We know what's going on.
I don't put on a fake face or whatever when it comes to this show. This is me. Like you'll get this. Brian will tell you. Actually, I just found out.
Dude, your name says Skinny in the title.
And everyone calls you Skinny Shane, so come on now.
Yeah, I hate that too. Just call me
Tell
Shane.
us some more stories, Shane.
Shane, because you have the never trust Skinny Chef Shane, everybody breaks it down low, you know, to Skinny Shane. Get skinnyshane.com.
No, I know. So I just found out from Jeff Pearson Sunday morning that, so I get up in the morning, everybody has their coffee normally. I don't drink coffee. The first thing I do is pop a top of a soda, and I drink soda all day long. Right. And then when it becomes later in the day, then I drink beer. Right. So Jeff thought I woke up and started drinking beer because I always had it in a koozie.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know how you fly every day and get up in the morning and you start drinking beer. I'm like, dude, I don't drink beer until it's PM. He goes, you're drinking a beer right now? I go, no. And I pushed it up and showed him it was a Diet Dr. Pepper. And he goes, that's what you've been drinking? He goes, I thought you've been drinking the whole time I knew you.
You always have a koozie. You never know a Skinny Shane. See, everybody says get skinnyshane.com. Actually, is there a skinnyshane.com? Is it available? I need to look real quick.
I hope.
Maybe we should call it Drunken Pilot.
No,
everybody already calls it
Drink and Fly. I will have. You know what? I will tell you this. I will have a couple beers, like one or two, and then I'll switch to a soda, and then I'll go and fly. But never, dude, I can drink. I think I've drank probably 8 beers tonight, and I'm not slurring my words. I'm pretty.
Shane,
skinnyshane.com is available.
No, I refuse.
I'm fixing to buy it, and then when he wants it, I'll sell it to him.
Can I buy this for you right now and for a birthday present?
No,
that's skinnyshane.com as your.
I hate that. I hate it. When you guys say Skinny Chef or whatever, I'm like, dude, no, just call me Shane. I've said this in the chat before.
I know, but it's just so common. I mean, it's just easy. Instead of saying never trust the Skinny Chef Shane, which is that's a lot of words.
Yes, but you know what? I stand out. Can I tell you, at Swanee, and I wish JP was here. At Swanee, actually, Brian, you were here. The guy and the girl from Paramotor or for aviators. She's like, oh my God, you're Skinny Chef Shane. And I was like, yeah. She goes, oh my God. She's like, I've been waiting to meet you. If I was just like Shane, PPG Shane or whatever, no one would know who I am.
But everybody knows Skinny Shane.
No, everybody
He's not
knows.
Talking about
never
anybody.
trust.
He's talking about Ali and Travis Burns that we were doing a show with.
Yeah, like seriously, they recognized who I was because of my name. If I was Skinny Chef, no one would know who that is.
Everybody calls you that though.
No, they don't. You call me that. Just you.
I do.
I call
Walter,
him
you don't count. You're not even in this country.
We're still streaming live. We
don't
can't call you.
And I don't even think that Australia is really considered real under the flat Earth people. You're not. You don't even exist.
They live on the bottom.
That's a lie.
I'm upside down.
You're upside down. You're
Upside down,
gonna
our
fall off.
toilets go the wrong
Toilets go
way.
backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never trust a skinnychefshane.com is available.
Of course it is.
Do you want that .com so I can I buy that for you for your birthday present?
Do it.
I don't even know. I don't even know. It had to be a Christmas present. My birthday's in August. It's way far away.
Somebody's going to listen to this and they're going to take it. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing it right now.
Well, it's in my cart. It's in my cart right now.
I've got some money to invest. The Tesla stock is a little high, for my opinion, right now. So I might have to go ahead and buy the Skinny Chef Shane thing and sit on it for a year, and I might feel
Skinny Chef Shane. He even said Skinny Chef Shane. He didn't say never trust a.
That's because he's from Alabama. It's too many words for him.
Yeah, I mean that's normally my excuse for everything. You know, it works pretty good. I'm from Alabama. They're okay. We understand. Arkansas is the same way. Got a bad rep, right?
I don't know.
Where's Mark Elroy's in the chat? He ain't saying nothing. Help me out, brother.
No.
I'm just sitting here laughing.
I feel like I know where he's at, but he's got a nice background. I can't tell technically.
That's because I got a new background just for that reason.
Exactly. I'm sorry I called you out on that last week. Oh, I felt bad about that.
That's all good.
You know what we all need to do is make a trip out to Mark's house because he's got a 400-foot wide by 1,200-foot long. Is that
I've got his address now. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm just saying, I may or may not have remembered his square footage of his takeoff landing zone, but I think we all need to show up there one day and do a show together.
Yeah, that's fine. My neighbors all enjoy it.
They do until 14 people show up and start buzzing the shit out of
Hey, not just 14 people, 14 paramotor pilots.
With vodka, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, come on.
Where are you located, Mark?
Georgia.
Yeah, in Brooks, Georgia. I'm about 50 minutes south of the Atlanta airport.
So that makes it about 7 hours from my house.
I own a house in Stockbridge.
Okay. Yep. That's my boss lives over there.
Yeah.
He's got a house in Alabama. He's got a house in Georgia.
I sure do. Got one in North Carolina. Got 160 acres in northern Wisconsin.
Man, you need somebody to hunt some deer for you?
No, not deer, elk. Northern Wisconsin.
No, we don't got no elk up there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Need some help spending some money?
I know, right? So I never trust a skinnychefshane.com in my cart. Do you want me to get you that for Christmas?
No.
Hey, dude, how much is it? Because I'll pitch in on it.
Yes.
$12.
Yes.
12 bucks.
$12 a year.
Hey, that's just $12 this year. Next year, it could be worth more. It depends on how many hits you get.
Exactly.
As soon as he buys it, it's worth more.
Actually, honestly, Skinny Shane is going to be worth a lot more than Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane because it's too long.
No.
SkinnyShane.com would be, what's that, Brian?
Skinny Chef Shane. I think it's just
Skinny Chef Shane.
Short enough you.
Skinny Chef Shane. Let's
I'm not a chef.
That way people won't know that they can't trust them. I mean,
can we get a drum roll?
So let's see. SkinnyChefShane.com. Is it available? It's available right now.
Hey, I have a question. I have a question in the chat from Flying Flamingo. She wants to know, John Wayne, what county?
Vilas.
There you go.
I was thinking which state, because he's got like 4 states he's got houses in.
Yeah.
So
she's from Wisconsin.
She's from Wisconsin. Yeah. So who in the chat knows Flying Flamingo's real name?
I do.
Oh, I forgot her name.
I know it. It's a color.
Pink.
Negative.
Flamingo, right?
No, it's not.
I know it's not pink. I'm just messing with you.
skipped or something, so I know it.
What, Mark?
Mark, your audio, your
I
microphone
said we
is really
shipped
low.
Flying Flamingo something.
Eric Lear in the chat says he knows it.
All right, Eric. Eric, put it in the chat. What do you got?
Is this something you win?
Hey, Eric, you better get this correct.
So if we do nevertrustskinnychefshane.com for 10 years, that's $173.
What?
And
For 10 years?
skinnychefshane.com for 10 years, that's another $173.
No way.
We could hook you up.
No. Don't do that.
For
Good Lord.
less than $350 for the next 10 years, you got 2 doctors.
What are you doing over there? I don't think you're supposed to kick every can in the box.
Eric Lear says Jade.
That's it. He better get it correct because that's his wife. Now, if he would have said honey or babe, I'd have been like, yep, that's her name too.
Yep. Sweetheart, sugar.
Yeah, I could never be sugar-free, Sean, because I like my wife's kisses too much, you know, and they're just so sweet. She's right here.
Suck up tonight.
We knew she
That
was
ain't
right
what he was
there.
saying the other night when she wasn't around.
Oh.
Hey Shane, are y'all still staying in the camper having housework done? Oh,
no.
That's some shit.
Did you see
I'm
that?
good for another 15 minutes.
You see that? He kicked his head back like that, and all of a sudden a girl's head came down and kissed him. It was like a God's kiss. Boop, there it was.
Basically just flew down in a paramotor, hovered. Got a
No, we got the tile all done. Now I just have to put the quarter round and a couple of baseboards back. But the problem is the weather's been great and cool. So on the weekends when I'm supposed to be doing house chores, I take the camper, go to the compound and fly. So
how's that a problem?
I don't see one.
Okay.
I don't see a problem.
I'll drink to that.
But my wife, on the other hand, who is convinced me to buy a golf cart, and by convinced me, she said, "Let's buy one." I said, "Okay," and
that's usually how it works.
Kind of like JP getting asked by his new girlfriend a question that was live on the air, which was freaking awesome, by the way.
What do you have
JP's
in
taking
mind?
care of that right now.
Oh, that was awesome. Brian, your face turned freaking so red. You were just like...
I was in the chat with JP after that happened, and you're right, man. My face turned so red. I literally said, I turned so red when that happened. LOL, not sure why. He's like, wow, what did I say? I'm turning red now. But he's like, you said, so what do you have in mind?
So what do you? Yeah, what do you have in mind?
Best part about all that is that it's recorded.
Yeah. I said, I don't remember what you said, but I'm damn sure going back to listen for it.
We are, yes, definitely.
All I know, she may have asked, do you want boxes or briefs for tonight? Or do you want to do the dishes or cook dinner tonight? Or what's for dinner? And he just turned around and said,
that's
what
not
do you
what
have
was
in
going on
mind?
in my head.
That doesn't sound right.
No,
that doesn't sound right at all.
everybody went
Ben
right
in the house. What's up, Ben? He's on mute. He didn't say hi.
What do you have in mind?
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
Did you see JP's face right after that, though? He was like, oh, my God, what all
Like-
did they just hear?
Did they hear it all or just that one thing?
Yeah, it's like, what all did they just hear? What did we say? What all did we say?
You know that people aren't going to listen to this podcast. They're going to skip forward just to the after show just to hear about that.
Yeah. Ben, what's going on, brother? Great seeing you again, even though you didn't remember me.
Good to see you, Shane. That was fun. Man.
Ben texted me just as I was getting ready to take flight. He's like, hey, I didn't remember to take pictures of everybody over at this group because there was two different. There's always different little cliques, if you will. at the compound, and he's like, take pictures. I'm like, these dudes don't want to take no pictures. And nobody else got up. Like my buddy Brian, his wife didn't get up in time, and my wife didn't get up, and Ryan left, and a couple other guys left. So it would just been me, Ben.
Yeah, I was happy to go out there. To me, it was like a mecca to go to Palm Bay and fly at that compound.
Yeah, you missed out on, and the winds weren't right, but to fly from the compound to the beach and back is it's really it's a treat, if you will. It's something. Once you get over the river, you got to get up about 3,000 feet to cross the river, just in case you have a motor out dead
we were
center.
gonna fly that, weren't we? When I came over, but it was raining the entire day that I got there.
Yeah.
So didn't come fly with you to compound down in
He just showed up. I was sitting there talking to Jeff Pearson and a couple other guys, and here comes Ben showing up. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I made a left turn and
drive, like 8 hours in total, and made one flight and turned around and went home.
Oh my God.
Ben did say something about he made a wrong turn. It thought it was a horror flick and ended up in my camp somewhere. I don't know what happened there.
He drove all the way there just to fly with the skinny Chef Shane.
No, he didn't even fly with me. Actually, Ben,
I just needed a break from the cold and the gray, and so I, bounced out of North Carolina and went down to Florida for basically 2 days.
Ben, I actually flew over as you, Ripa, John, or Jeff Dean. When you guys were doing your picture, I was actually flying over you guys at that time.
Cool. Hey, I found a new video angle of that same powered parachute crash.
Which one? The
Santa Claus.
The thing that's been all over the media. It's like front page news all over the country, and we got a video of it yesterday. It looked like he clipped a tree. I got a new angle of it, and he didn't hit the tree at all. You got to check this thing out.
Yeah, we
all right.
saw
You want to screen share?
Share.
Yeah, I seen the takeoff. It looked like he just took off and turned to the right and went straight into the high line.
Yeah, we got that. We got that right here. We can share that.
Dude, never mind.
Yeah, I haven't seen it at all.
Oh, it's bad. I don't even know what the guy was doing. He should have flown straight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there's power lines. Let me turn and go for it. Boom.
Looks kind of.
Oh,
wow.
Wait a
Why
minute.
did he turn so sudden?
It looks
So-
kind of choppy there.
No. What is it? JP tells you to hit.
All right, so you make it something.
Yeah, I got it.
Broadcast for video or something like that. I have to do it myself to tell.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks like his wheel.
Ooh.
Tapped it. So it looks like he came around, and his wheel tapped the line. Boom! Right there, and that's what got it.
Yeah, you saw the spark.
Yeah.
You know the difference right there. The difference between a trike and a paramotor is you can lift your feet up over the power lines. You can't lift your wheels over the power lines.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's done it all. He's done it all wrong. You should go straight. Why he turned right on takeoff.
I can't
when
even
you turn, you lose lift.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought he was going to clear those lines, and that's why he turned right.
What's the video called? So I can find
Well, unless he had lines in front of
But
him.
the thing is, he was going that way. He could continue to go straight, but he turned.
Yeah.
Maybe the wind was blowing the wrong way, and it turned him in that way. Look,
It's
he was
easy
going
to
this
second
way.
guess things. I mean, he might
Well,
not
if you
even
look at the
there.
I think that cart turned before that wing did. I think he had torque or something.
Look, well, no, you got to look at the trailing edge of the wing.
before he takes off, his wing is already dipping to the
'Cause
right.
he starts off going this way, and by the time that he
look at that, the wing is already to the right.
He's
And the
already
left-hand
going
side,
back 180
Something
degrees.
happening on the left-hand side.
Wow.
So
That's a tight turn for a
right,
trike.
right here, his wing is to the right.
Yeah, well,
Before
hard
his wheels
right.
before his wheels come off the ground, his wing is already dipped to the right.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost at 180 degrees because he takes off this way. He's almost 180 degrees.
Right there.
That's a hard turn.
Yeah, it looks like he tried it, or we was dipping right. He tried to straighten it up and then noticed the highline wires. He wasn't going to clear it, and so he went on.
Unless he was shooting through that gap. For some reason.
Either which way, you should know your. So when you take off, you should have a forward, a left, and a right bailout.
Yeah,
if you will,
a hay bale.
Not a hay bale, but a bailout. And he didn't give himself that. I mean, at all. I mean there's no that trees in the way.
But I mean, he started off this way, and by the time that he turned all the way around and got clipped. I mean, I don't understand why unless it was such a hard torque, or the wind shifted. I don't know.
That's a tight enough turn that you probably wouldn't do that on purpose.
No.
Yeah, but still, again, guys, if you look at the trailing edge of that wing, he's got both brakes pulled. He's not getting altitude.
Yeah.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, if you look at the trailing edge of the wing, it'll tell a lot.
Can't see where his hands look like they're down low.
Oh yeah.
But Brian, PPC fly with their feet.
Not all of them, Shane.
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, the ones that I've seen are all foot.
Yeah,
foot
but right before he hits, if you look at the back of that wing, it is down. The brakes are pulled.
Yeah, this side is definitely yanked down like he is going, and this side is not. I wonder if it got caught on something.
There's a strange crease on the left side. Can you see that? After the red bit, the blue, the red, a little bit of white, looks like a crease.
Right here?
No, the other side. The left side. Yeah, up.
The white.
Up.
Well, right here.
Right there. Something's happening.
But this is pulled down here, which is why he's making that hard right.
Yeah, but maybe it almost looks like he's got a line twist or something on the left side. I might be wrong.
John, click on that link I just sent you.
In the chat, or not the messenger, private messenger. Hey, Ben. So you're hooked on the compound, are you?
Yeah, I loved it. It's wide open. It's different from where I fly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see.
Been domestic violence in here, Shane.
Hey, hey Ben, have you gotten over there to fly with Brooke and them over the Asheville area yet?
No, but I desperately want to get over there.
Okay, I was just curious. I know they got a big open area they fly out of the sod farms. I got to fly there twice. It's pretty nice.
I saw your video. Yeah.
Way more open than what I'm normally used to flying it. All right, what are we looking at? We're looking at somebody's messenger.
Totally
chat.
Different. So you got this one right here, which we just saw. Then we got another angle.
You have two screens?
Yeah, you're sharing a chat screen, Sean.
Yeah, we're looking at your porno.
Oh my gosh.
All I know is it's super cold outside. It's like almost 60 here.
Shut up, Shane.
I just walked outside and got so cold. Oh God.
You suck.
You guys see this one now?
Yeah, we see it.
All right, you're not seeing the porno? Good. All right.
Go to 19 seconds.
So we got this one that we just saw.
Yep.
Yeah, if you look at the edge of his wingtip on the right when you can see it, where y'all say it's dipping down, the brake's already pulled.
Hey, did y'all know that brake was already pulled all the way down?
Shut up.
Hey, y'all go back to wrestling.
Like 4 times.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Man,
Oh.
Okay,
so okay. The
So
mess.
he was clear.
I didn't
but
know
he
the
wasn't
thing
climbing.
across the street.
So is it the worst part that you crashed your your ultralight into the power lines, or you were dressed as Santa?
I think the combination is worse.
No, you got to pick one or the other. You got to pick one or the other. You crashed.
Since I'm a paramotor pilot, I'm gonna say it's worse that he crashed into the high lines.
It's worse that he had a PPC.
Yeah,
Hey,
especially
man,
seeing
people
how you
don't-
have to be licensed to fly that.
Yeah, see, he has a
but
tail
had
number right there.
a lot of people out there is not going to know the difference between PPC and PPG.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
there's his tail number right there.
What's
I mean,
what
if-
is his what's his liability at this point?
He is responsible for everything.
I think power outage for over 2 hours.
Look,
Your
he
first
could be
responders
dead.
there. Man, it's
So let's look at this
worse.
one real quick. So this is a little bit
The
different.
worst thing is it got caught on TV.
Yeah, I agree. Amy.
Look at
I
how
agree.
busy this area is. I mean, there's power lines and trees and people.
That's what I'm saying. He has
businesses.
no outs. He has no outs.
Yeah, I think
Did
he
y'all
had
see-
a
did
good,
y'all
he had
see
a
the
good
newscast?
idea. You know, he
Hold on.
wanted to help people give out candy canes or something like that. But look, you got to be number one responsible for your own safety.
I mean,
Correct.
yeah, it's like tons of houses. There's a fence right next to it. Tons of trees. He could have clipped those trees.
Well, that's what I'm saying about when you take off.
He's
you have to,
going right over people.
that's my thing. He didn't have an out. Every
No.
takeoff you take, if your motor goes out at 15 feet high or 50 feet high, you have to have an out, whether it's left, right, or straight ahead.
Exactly.
He's pointing to the fence.
Yeah, he started off pointing toward the fence, it looks like.
Yeah.
I thought you weren't allowed to fly over people in houses like that.
You're not.
No.
Exactly. So why is he doing it?
Well, he's not under 103.
Well, let me go ahead and tell you, if he would have made it over that power line, he would have looked really cool. But he didn't. So
So he didn't.
that's
I'll tell
listen.
you.
I tell everybody that learns to fly and myself. I just passed my 1 year. You look really cool doing some stuff up until you mess
don't.
up.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
That's
then-
in Rio Linda.
Yeah, and then literally everything you've done before that is erased because no one's going to remember your
That's
wing
right.
overs. No one's going to remember
right.
your spiral
That's
downs. They're going to remember Santa Claus hanging from a power line. That's all they're going to ever remember.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben, for
See all
sending
the
me that
candy
one
canes
too.
hit the ground?
What, Amy?
You see all those candy canes hit the ground?
Is that what fell? I saw something
No, I'm
fall.
teasing.
I didn't know what it was.
I'm teasing. I don't know what fell.
No, I saw something fall. I mean, when he went up.
Well, that was the whole thing. I watched the newscast on it. He was supposed to be, I don't know if he flew from the local airport and then landed at that school and then took back off to go deliver candy canes at another school.
All right,
But that
watch
was
this.
the
When
whole
he
thing.
hits a bunch of stuff, I thought it was his cell phone, but as soon as he hits, as soon as he topples over, something
It's the
falls.
candy cane. That makes it worse.
It's a PPC pinata.
So at the two different angles, it looks like he came across here and hit the power line like that was right there. I didn't realize it was across the street.
Yeah,
I
it,
know,
it looks a lot
it's
closer
right
from that.
there.
Yeah.
And then this one, it looks like he's flying straight into.
Right to the fence.
Oh, did you see that oscillation?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Go back.
His
back.
right side
Oh,
dipped.
yeah.
His right
It
side
oscillated.
dipped, and that just turns him. He just
Yeah.
continues.
That's exactly what happened. He had a horrible. He had a left oscillation that went to the right. So
that wing was pulling right, and he was trying to
There
steer
it is.
left when he left the ground,
Yep.
and that just swung him
Yeah.
to the right.
Yeah. So it looks like he was meant to shoot for the cameraman more than turning right. Because there is a gap in the tree. He was obviously shooting for that.
Yeah, there's a lady that was filming. I wonder if that was her right there. That he wanted to go over to get a shot.
Yep.
Yeah. 'cause
Well, he
she's
got a big
filming.
shot, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Person filming was in a car.
Then big oscillation right there. Kick to the left. Now it's kicking to the right. He's off the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Sean, whoever's shooting at is in the car. Ben pointed that out.
Yeah.
It's not the lady. It's not the person standing there by the fence.
No. And if he'd gone straight towards the car, it probably would have been okay.
Has anybody searched for Santa paramotor crash or paraglider crash?
Like
I was
post crash.
sitting there searching.
I
I was searching for a similar crash that happened in my local area a couple years ago. Somebody sent me in. I'm having a hard time finding it. A guy takes off in a totally inappropriate landing area or takeoff zone, just flies straight into a tree, and people are filming from their cars, just laughing at him. I mean, there were so many things going wrong in this video, but I'm looking for it.
But Sean,
hold on.
It's front page news. It's on the front page of like CNN.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, dude, that guy is screwed. Hold on, I gotta shut my door. I had the door open to let some cool air in, but I'm kind of cold. It's like 70 in here now. Hold on.
He's such a dick. He's such a dick.
But you know, the other thing is that this thing relates to all of us. The other day, I was trying to take off to go fly to a restaurant and then come back to my house, and I thought I'd be testing my skills and all that stuff. And it didn't feel right. You know, the wind wasn't in my favor. It was later in the day than I wanted to do it. And I just said to myself, why am I doing this? Am I really doing this to be a safe pilot, or am I trying to show off for a camera? And I said, I'm not doing it. You know, I'm here to, number one, be safe. Number two, have a great time. But, you know, put on a Santa suit if you're going to be safe. If you can't be safe, check yourself.
Yeah, if you want to have an accident, all you got to do is try to show off. It'll happen every time.
Well,
it does to me.
How many views does Tucker have flying to McDonald's now?
Over 40 million last time I checked.
Okay, so my up and coming, I'm got some things in the making. To fly to a I'm not going to tell you where I'm going to fly to, but let's just say I'm trying to get permission to record inside of the building that I want to fly to.
They won't let you record in strip clubs. I've already tried.
Oh, I know. That's the problem.
So don't worry too much. There's aircraft that fly into these power lines too.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Amy, we can't hear
nobody's
you.
going to remember that, Shane, because they weren't wearing a Santa suit and hanging upside down.
And you're not you need to be a skinny chef Shane going into Dunkin' Donuts. I'm telling you.
No.
He's flying to the brewery.
Hell yeah, Walter! I like your idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a video with my friends flying to what was it? Sonic. We got burgers and flew up and ate burgers at 5,000 feet. I dropped some French fries into that crash receptacle.
And some napkins, didn't you?
And napkins. 100 views. That's it. Nobody really cares. I mean,
yeah, but you fly your paramotor to a strip club, there are going to be some people watching.
Only for the strip club part.
Hey, especially if you announce it first.
Hey, you know how you can get better views? Fly over the police station and drop donuts down to them.
I can barely hear you. What?
fly over the police station and drop donuts to them. Then you'll get a lot more views.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben, you were just in St. Augustine. The winery, I don't know if you went to the winery or not, but that we could literally, I've already checked it out when I was there for my daughter's 21st birthday. You could land in their dirt parking lot in the back, go in and buy a bottle of wine, put it in your bag there, and take off again. So go get wine on your paramotor.
I flew to Denny's and I didn't get very many hits, and I did a really good video going to Denny's. Nobody, after Tucker going to McDonald's, nobody really cares anymore. I mean, you know, Anthony went to Walmart or someplace and made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich while flying. Now that was cool, but you know, we got to come up with something better.
Different, man. Everybody's trying to copy Tucker's video flying somewhere. Fly a couch, fly a living room couch. You'll get some views.
There you go.
Somebody already has.
Somebody's already done it. They did a couch and a bed
and a TV with
and playing checkers or backgammon or something too.
Sean, the problem with your video flying to Denny's is when you pulled out your AARP card.
I was going to say, when you've got grandpa in your name and you're going to Denny's, you just eliminated everybody from 1-year-old to 55.
That was cool, though. I went to Denny's, used my ARP card, and tipped him $20. Come on, that was great.
I did just watch a Tucker video where he spent $500 on a Roni camera.
Yeah.
Did you watch that with the coffee?
Who did that? Come on.
That was pretty freaking cool though, actually.
I don't have $500 to come up with something like that.
Dude, a regular camera gimbal would probably work, actually.
Well, if you come up with a video where you fly to McDonald's and it gets millions of views, you'll have enough money to buy one of those camera gimbals.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Hey, that's exactly what he said in the video. He said, thanks to your videos and your views, that's how I'm able to afford to do this.
That's how he's afford not to work ever again in his entire life.
You guys are missing one point.
What's that?
Tucker had, if I remember correctly, it was about 140,000 subscribers when he did that.
Right. That's what kicked him over.
You guys got that? Have you guys got that? That's the difference.
Yeah, in his McDonald's video, he actually made it like 2 years and posted it before it ever went viral.
Yeah.
You know, and then he built up his subscriber base, and then something happened with the algorithms at YouTube.
Yeah.
He started just promoting that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And boom, you know.
That's what
if you post videos of using guns and stuff like that, you're gonna get like totally scrubbed on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I posted a video of a friend dicing up a tomatoes, 1.5 minutes. I got what, 2 million views on it. like 2 years after it happened. I mean, nothing. It's like 100 or 200, views for like, first 4 or 5 years, and all of a sudden, boom, 2 million views. It's like
my top video is some crap video about sturgeon fishing and jet boating on the Rogue River in Oregon, and it was just some video I put up. And I think because of the title, it's still one of my highest rating. It's got way more views than my hay bale video.
If you type in how to dice a tomato correctly, okay, just type in how to dice a tomato correctly. Boom, what comes up first? Me, 2.3 million views 8 years ago. 8 years ago. And then here this guy is 7 years ago, gets 700, 500, 500,000 views. I mean, how do you get 500,000 views?
See, you take that video and you put it on. You take that video and put it on Skinny Chef Shane's website, and it will go viral.
But you've got, you know what? I think I'm just going to buy Skinny Chef Shane, and I'm going to just make T-shirts, Skinny Chef Shane, and that's it. I mean,
so all right. So talking about videos that don't make any sense or why you got so many hits on them.
Yeah.
Like I said last week, I had 10,000 views on the cook that I did that I don't even remember doing.
Yep.
And seriously, it's got over 10,000 views. I can't even. What is it? I don't even know what it. Oh, creamy ranch chicken crock pot
Creamy ranch
dish.
chicken. That's right. That's right.
It's got 10 and a half thousand views. When I look at the analytic, what is it? Jesus, what is it?
I'm not slurring my words.
Analytics.
Analytics, and I've been drinking vodka. Come on now.
Hold on. When I look at the analytics, it tells me I'm 10,
work for me.
hold on. It tells me I'm 10,400 views more than normal videos. So all of my videos are under 100 views, if you will. And dude, it cracks me up because I don't know why this stupid video that I make fun of myself in is done 10,000 views. Why?
Because
It's the only one.
fun. You're making fun.
Maybe some family somewhere reposted it.
I have no idea. Like seriously,
It's your character thing. Character.
I went to my channel and sorted everything from most views. My most views are how to dice a tomato, and then my friend was doing a transformation, 1.9 million, 1.8 million. I was following some guy that was texting and driving and hit a car head on. That was 1.5 million. My dad just 4 years ago tried a ghost pepper and has 1.1 million.
Damn, how far we got to go down this list before we get to paramotors?
I fixed this thing in my Mercedes and I got 500,000. I was going to throw away these mattresses, and I'm like, hey, how about just do a quick how to clean a mattress? 600,000 views.
That's so crazy.
I found it. We saw a baby skunk, and
are
it was
these
just walking around.
monetized?
These are all mine, yeah. And
I mean, are they monetized? Or
Yes.
are you making money?
yes, sir, I
Okay.
am. And then here, my dog got neutered, right, just 2 years ago, almost 100,000 views. And nothing. I go down to the very bottom of the list when it comes to Paramotor, 100, 200 views. That's it. Nothing. I mean, just
that's
nothing with Paramotor.
Now you want
I'm lucky to make it to 100.
You want to see something crazy? Do a backpacking, living off the land kind of video, and you will.
I know it's crazy.
So I'm getting ready in January to go do a. God, I can't even remember what it's called. It's called Kong Fest or something like that. It's nothing but. Last year they had over 300 people that went. This year they have, I think, 190 signed up already. But they're not even really backpacking into the area. They're parking their car and walking 100 yards and hanging their hammocks from trees. So I'll be doing a video on that. I know, but it's. I mean,
are you going to do a faux hike? Or are you going to expose it?
No. I'll none of my stuff is made up. Like I won't fudge on anything that I do. If it's not right, then I'll show you that I messed up a cook or whatever.
So what you're saying is you're going to show us you pulling into the parking lot, getting your camping gear out, walking 100 yards into some trees, and then camping.
Yeah. And me bringing my and me pulling beer out of my cooler into my overnight bag and taking it into my camper. I'm sorry, in my hammock.
What's the title of your of it? What's the title of it?
I got it.
Of what?
Para survival. Skinny Chef Shane. Para survival.
No, actually, I am planning. This is a true thing. Ben, you've been to the compound. I want to take off on one end of the compound. I want to fly to the other end of the compound. I want to set up a hammock, camp for the night, and then fly from that end of the compound to the other end of the compound, and make a pair camping video out of it.
Dude, is that like a mile or less?
No, Palm Bay's 3x5. It's 3 miles. It's 3 miles by 5 miles.
I've got an idea. When you guys are all at the compound, you need to organise yourselves and do some formation flying.
Well, you got John Ripa, Ripman Riding, who will come out of nowhere and touch your wing and then fly
I hate
off.
that shit.
I know a guy like that.
Doug, I hate when somebody does that crap. I hate that crap.
Hey, so Ben, are you still in here? Because I have a video that I really want to do, but I don't think Ripa will let me do it. So you know the song for the animal, it's always on TV, it's like sad and everything, the animal whatever it is,
Humane Society's on.
Yeah, that little song. So what I want to do, this is my video idea. I want to interview everyone that I can find that has been violated midair by John Ripa. And I want to tell this really sad story. Like each person be like, I was flying along, the sunset was so beautiful. Next thing you know, I was violated by this guy who touched my tip. And then go to the next guy.
But I didn't want him touching my tip.
You know,
what's that?
You'll get a lot of hits from our community, but you might get a lot of hits from outside the community just because of the title.
But I want to do it as a pun, if you will. I do like John. I think he's a really great pilot. He's a great guy. Him and I kind of got off on the wrong foot at the beginning, but I think if I could get it, I don't know, if I can get it edited right, I think it would be a hilarious, because whatchamacallit, Paramotor Crazy just did a video about John, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, dude, this dude he has touched everyone's tip in the air at this point. And I just think it would be hilarious to have these people with that sad song in the background, them telling their story about how John came along and touched their tip. And then, at the end, have John's face or whatever. I think it would be freaking hilarious, but he would never go for it.
I think that's an awesome idea.
As long as we keep it secret and we don't put it out on the air, maybe we can get to him and ask him. As long as it's not live streaming, like we are, you'll never know. Hey, you want to get 100,000? You want to get 100,000 hits real quick? This is what I did. I got my new phone, and I got cheerleaders doing backflips with my brand new phone, and it has almost 120,000 hits.
All right, so you're a grandpa walking by with your camera, close up, filming all these cheerleaders doing backflips. You didn't get any looks.
Yeah. How many hits you have on this?
Almost 120,000 hits.
So 119,000 of them are registered sex offenders. Just say that.
Oh, what about that last one there?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
All right, so
that's at my school. That's at my school that I go to.
Hey, I think that's you go to that school?
Yeah.
So you guys may or may not know, I used to be a cheerleading coach. And
I hear a story. Go ahead.
Oh, no. For 5 years, I was a cheerleading coach for a youth. It's called PAL, Police Athletic League. And yeah, dude, that was, for me, the girls would come back to practice the next day after they fell during a stunt. And I would always close my fist to catch them. Like I was scared to death that, I was going to catch them inappropriately. But anyways, we had a friend of the family. Her daughter wanted to she wanted to go to college for a single base stunt. So it's pretty much one guy, one girl. You throw the girl in the air, catch her by her feet. And yeah, I did that for her a couple times. And dude, I wish I was in YouTubing back then because I think I have the video, but yeah, I can't do that now. I can barely lift 12 ounces, just so you know.
It gets lighter every sip.
We know
Yes.
Hey, you guys are talking about these videos that, you know, don't make a whole lot of sense for the hits they get. The guy I fly with all the time at my house there, if you go on YouTube, look up Paul's second flight, and this was a little over a year ago, and not an impressive video at all. 5.9 million views. He does a butt landing.
That's all you need to do.
It makes no sense if you go like I still have the analytics of the that cooking video that I did, and I got 59 subscribers from it. I've got 321.1 hours, which is, I just said 21.1 watch hours, which is 316.1 more than usual.
I did this video where I was just throwing balloons in my face and got over 70,000 hits doing slow-mo with the old Hero 3, I think it was.
Yeah, but that's because you have a man bun.
That's when I had the Fabio hair going too, and I was much younger. That's before I was grandpa.
So a video for that Ripa video, or a name for that, that'd be good. Just the tip.
No, I touched everyone's tip.
That's even better.
I was thinking
I will
serial
touch your
tipper.
tip.
No,
How about the tip violator?
I was thinking serial tipper.
Serial tipper.
Hey, because that could get like the restaurant crew involved. I got you. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I'm telling you, I just need to get.
Or please don't touch
Hey,
my
hey,
tip.
Ben, if I just contact you and tell me, and I ask you to tell me about the time you got your tip touched by Ripa, just go ahead and explain it to me. And if you could do a video, that'd be great. But
that'd be great.
Great.
Yeah, I'll give you.
Great, and I'm gonna have to ask you to go ahead and come
Get
in
those
on
TPS
Saturday.
reports done.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that is gonna. If I can get it, I have to talk to him first because I wouldn't do something behind his back. But if I can talk him into it, dude, I'm telling you, it would be. And I can pull video from each clip of
That'd be
other
so
YouTube
freaking
channels.
awesome, dude. It's a great idea.
Okay.
Um,
I've got
dude,
two ideas.
It would be awesome.
Two
The
ideas
word-
to help you out with that. Interview him also. Talk him into it, and then have him at the end interviewing him about what's it feel like to be a tip toucher.
Yes,
And then,
exactly.
then
Are we still streaming live? Are we still
Yeah,
streaming live?
actually we are. So let's.
And-
I just checked.
All right.
We have 6, 7, 8. We have 8 people in here, but only 6 people are watching.
That's us.
and then the second, listen,
We are in the chat.
Yeah. So only the people that are watching are in here. So let's go ahead and kill the stream, y'all. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll be
you're
back.
still streaming?
Yeah, I forgot to
know
turn
you're
it
still
off.
streaming.
I
Oh my
forgot to turn
gosh.
it off.
No, listen, I'm telling you right now, if I can talk him into it, it would be probably the greatest video
What
that
does
I've
it feel like
ever
to be a tip
done.
Ripman
it's
Ryden,
Shane.
is that who you're talking about? Ripman
Yeah.
Ryden? Hey,
There we
Ripman
go.
Ryden, if you're still watching this video.
No, I'm not trying to hide it.
Chef
I'm not
Shane
trying
real
to
quick.
I seriously need to talk to him. I would love. I wouldn't. It's not a. I think it would just be like how Paramotor Crazy just did, or not Paramotor Crazy. Paramotor Yankee Paramotor. Just did a video on him. You know, talking about how much of a great pilot he is, and how he always talks about flying and everything else. I think honestly, if I mean, It would
Hey,
be a
hey, I think you got a great idea. You're just touching the tip of the iceberg right now.
exactly.
You're just touching a tip.
Just touching the tip.
All right,
Hey,
I'm gonna
Shane,
kill
already have your
our
theme
live stream real quick, y'all. Thank you for watching. This has been clearproptv.com. Way past the hour we should have stopped, but I didn't. Sorry about that. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next week on Clear Prop TV.